وهي my approach to the podcast is a lot like حتى my approach to life الفترة دي اللي هو it's very very raw. It's
nice.
like this is something that I love. This is something that I've spent years realizing and this is what I want to do. And now, alhamdulillah, ربنا كرم, I have the opportunity to talk to people like you, people that I find extremely interesting, people that I find... لا
كنت أصلاً لسه أسألك why are you doing the podcast? Why me? ده كان أول سؤال ليا.
Why am I doing the podcast? هقولك أنا I realized that there's so much that I've been doing in my life that wasn't for me. I realized that معظم حياتي كلها like I've been doing content for 6 years بس من وأنا عندي مثلا 17 سنة بس it was never shown. بس انا كنت بعمل الكونتنت ده بس كنت بعمله اللي هو ايه الحاجه اللي انا عارف ان it might get views or it might get likes فبعملها.
كلنا وقعنا على فكره في الحته دي.
It never got the views, it never got the likes and I hated myself for it. It was so stupid.
يعني الموضوع بالنسبه لي
اللي هو طب خلاص ما انا بعمل فيديو وببهدل نفسي وبستنى بقى الترند يطلع وهعمل الحاجه على الترند and it just doesn't do it bombs until I realized انه طب خلاص يوسف I clearly love creating content. Clearly, this is something that I am very passionate about. I love creating in general, whether by it's music, content, anything. But at the same time, I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing it for the people. I'm doing it for the people who are watching. Which is, it's nice, but at the end of the day, البنزين بيخلص.
طبعا.
بنزيني بيخلص كمان specifically لما الريزلت بتاعي بيبقى based على how well did this video do. فاهم قصدي؟
Yes, it can be very demotivating لو انت مستني اللايكس والفيوز والفيدباك الفاليديشن ده خلاص لو ايه ده لا مش قادره اكمل.
It's terrible.
That's your why.
It's terrible. But so what I decided to do was 2 years ago I decided طب خلاص you know what this is something that I love. This is something that I want to start with. The entire idea was okay أنا عارف إن أنا كيوسف بكلم إنجليش عربي. For example.
صح.
أنا عارف إن أنا كيوسف في حاجات معينة that I'm willing to talk about. I am going to do that whether people are going to accept it or not and whether people are going to like it or not. So the podcast started with me getting two of my friends, two of my literally closest friends. وقعدنا وكلمنا. And the first episode was terrible. Like it was so
زي كل حاجة.
But then it slowly started to develop into this. Okay, this is a very transparent, vulnerable platform that people don't have to put a certain filter. فانا اول حاجه معظم الناس بيسالوها لما بييجوا they're like احنا انجلش ولا عربي؟ اقول لهم احنا براحتنا. So if you want to talk in English you talk in English. لو عايز تتكلم بالعربي تتكلم بالعربي. At the end of the day I would love to see you for you.
صح.
عشان at the end of the day لو احنا خلصنا and you say hey احنا we recorded an hour and I don't feel comfortable I will literally delete it in front of you.
Yes.
It never happened الحمد لله. Hopefully that's good يعني بس if it does happen I care about like what the relationship we foster much more
of course
than I care about
because this is a genuine thing it's
literally,
not
literally
هلبس الجاكيت عشان بردانة
بس like going back التجمع برد موت بس going back to the question بقى اللي هو why you honestly for a lot of reasons واحد this platform has يعني given me the opportunity which I'm so blessed يعني الحمد لله ان it did to talk to people that I look up to, literally. Well, I've known your content for a very long time. I've known you for a very long time. Well, I've known like a lot about, mashallah, what you do for a very long time. But at the same time, كان دايما بالنسبة لي اللي هو I wouldn't want to reach out until I'm at a place where I'm ready to receive.
I love that.
فاهمة قصدي؟
Yes.
عشان it was always اللي هو لا أنا لو قعدت مع شخص that I find very inspiring and شخص أنا ممكن أتعلم منه كتير قوي. I want to be free of my ego and free of all that.
Wow.
That took a while.
That says that you have awareness.
I hope so.
It's really good.
I hope
yes,
so.
I'm excited.
I'm very excited for it. As long as you're comfortable لو بس تقدري تنزلي مايك سيكا عليكي.
انت قولي.
وبصي في النوص جالك مكالمة جالك.
Yes, of course. Alright.
قومي براحتك.
تمام الكوفي معايا.
Yeah.
Okay. يلا.
So again, there's so much about you. But I want to get to know the story of how you started because you are an entrepreneur, like fully fledged, mashallah, through and through an entrepreneur. And I'd love to get to know your journey through that. How, like, did you always know? Was it always like a spark in you? Wala were you able to develop it? Like starting off from the journey, يعني if you're comfortable.
دي الحاجة الوحيدة اللي أنا كنت متأكدة منها من وأنا عندي غالبا 10 سنين.
بجد؟
Wow. I have always looked up to my dad.
Okay.
My dad, I grew up watching him being an insane businessman, an entrepreneur. ودايما I had a vision for myself ان انا في يوم من الايام I'm gonna have my own company. معرفش كانت company ايه خالص.
واو.
وان انا I'm gonna look a certain way running this company. طبعا كبرت وفهمت ان running a business انت دايما in tennis shoes ودايما متبهدل يعني البليزر ده بيتلبس بحاجات كده بس. غير كده ال day to day it's not the image I had. بس طول عمري متأكدة ان I'm going to be an entrepreneur و it's something that I lived through different situations. يعني من قبل ما ابتدي my first business وانا لا في حاجات صفات فيا كده لا I'm an entrepreneur و I'm glad that you saw that because not many people see me اللي هم مش مركزين قوي بيبقوا شايفين you're a content creator you're an influencer. كنت بتضايق يعني من 10 سنين كنت بتضايق قوي من الكلمة دي اللي هو you're not giving me حتتي ان there's nothing wrong with being a content creator بس I'm like I'm doing more.
I'm an entrepreneur
دلوقتي بس دلوقتي ما بقتش اتضايق. I'm like I get to do what I love. I get to do whatever. If you want to see me as an influencer and you love عادي I don't need the validation. كنت في الأول ببقى محتاجة ال validation. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm not just creating content. I'm not just دلوقتي I'm like حد مثلا ممكن يبعت لي بحبك قوي انتي من احلى الانفلونسرز والبلوجرز. I'm like thank you so
and then
much.
in your head you're like you have no idea how much I've worked.
Yes بس in my head برضو I'm like thank you. I'm grateful. خلاص you see me as that and you see this value of what I'm doing in your life as this person.
That's amazing.
فاهم
Do you start to feel like you fill places in people's lives that they want you to fill?
Of course.
صح؟
Of course.
اللي هو if someone needs you to be an entrepreneur you are gonna be an entrepreneur في عينيهم. ولو حد تاني محتاجك يبقى content creator أو like حد اللي هو that provides valuable content you're gonna be that for them.
عايزة أقولك أكتر كمان من ده يعني أي message بتجيلي عليا as an entrepreneur is someone who's a business owner.
Interesting.
هم بيبقوا شايفين through a different eye. ممكن يجيلي messages from someone who's a mom فهي she's following me because انتي she's not seeing أو she's not interested to see the other things. كده بقولك it's a reflection of who they are and what they see in you. ما هو احنا كلنا we follow people. أنا بالنسبة لي يعني عملت كده اسمها ايه وقفة عملت كده اللي هو I'm like أنا مش هعمل follow لحد that makes me feel bad about myself, that makes me feel ان انا I'm not doing enough. فببقى very very mindful unfollow او بميوت لو حد بحبه شخصيا in real life.
You're gonna have to
I just mute them وعشان لما اشوفهم في الحقيقة بحبهم فاهم. فلو حد اللي هو بالنسبة لي انا مش adding value ليا but I don't see their stories.
Oh, take your time.
I've been losing weight فالخاتم
That's great.
It's a good sign.
This is amazing.
Yeah. كل خواتمي صغرت عليا كبرت عليا.
That's when you know.
That's when it's a good sign. People think with their pants. I know with my earrings.
But like circling back, you knew you were like you had entrepreneurial tendencies when انتي 10 سنين.
Oh.
That's early.
That's very early.
ده معظم الناس هم 10 سنين يعني اللي هو it's just all cartoons.
لا دايما كنت عندي negotiation skills.
Okay.
يعني I would go with my mom مثلا تاخدني هي رايحة تشتري حاجة from a women's store.
Okay.
I've always looked up to my mom in the way that she dresses وانا كنت دايما بشوف نفسي اكبر من سني. I remember the first time طبعا ساعتها ما كنتش عارفة ان this is me being an entrepreneur. And now looking back I know that these were حاجات qualities فيا that would make an entrepreneur.
Okay.
I remember مرة رحنا كانت بتشتري it's a place for coats وحاجات مش لسني خالص. I was 11 years old.
شيك قوي.
شيك زيادة fur ومش عارف ايه.
Wow.
I saw this jacket that I fell in love with. Literally,
was it a coat or was it a jacket?
It was a coat. It was gray. I have a picture of it. هبقى أوريها لك.
Yeah, I don't want to see it.
It's a gray coat وفي fur مش لطفلة عندها 11 سنة خالص. يعني بنتي دلوقتي قربت على 10 سنين. I don't see her wearing it يعني. فقلت لها مامي I want this jacket. قالت لي اوكي حبيبتي ان شاء الله لما تكبري. قلت لها لا بصي هاخد السايز الاصغر حاجة و I tried it on. It was طبعا a bit big يعني. فقالت لي لا ده غالي قوي ومش عارفه. قلت لها مامي بصي هشرح لك انا هكبر فيه بدل ما تجيبي لي حاجه صغيره عليا وتصغر عليا هكبر فيه. It looks really nice. Wow. It's a very chic coat. I will grow into it وهلبسه ومش هيحصل له حاجه. It's like
11.
Yes, I was 11.
That's crazy.
What happened بقى بعديها المهم I convinced her تشتريهولي. اشتريتهولي وحصل بالصدفه ان my dad had this business trip. And it was the first time that he takes us his kids. He usually takes my mom عادي. We went to Norway خلاص. it was this very grand the Egyptian ambassador was there, and for some reason I gave a speech and I wore the coat.
No.
والله I have a picture. This is the picture بقول لك عليها.
What was the speech
شفتي يا ماما؟ I have no idea.
Why did you give
No,
a
it
speech?
was my dad في الوقت ده. He created حاجة هناك
Okay.
in Norway that started there from an Egyptian person. It was like حاجة تبع the embassy وكده. It was just saying something about us being happy to be there.
Okay.
فاللي هو حتة بتاع عندها 11 سنة لابسة كوت that she negotiated her way. فاهم؟ looking back أنا بشوف إن الحاجات دي، وعشان كده لعلمك بحس entrepreneurship is not for everyone and it shouldn't be. مش عشان احنا كتير قوي I fell into this trap of دايما showing. كنت في الأول بشو on social media and the good life of being an entrepreneur و I'm living the life مش شرط تبقى for everyone. You can be the best مثلا HR manager, you can be the best sales,
You could be the best number 2.
yes مش شرط.
And that's completely fine.
yes and you'd be way more successful. فهي وساعات كتير لعلمك والله بحس من كتر اللي بشوفه from being an entrepreneur يا ريتني ساعات اللي هو كنت أبقى حد who would be happy with like a just عادي شغلانة that you can succeed فيها من كتر ما being an entrepreneur it's a journey that never ends. Never.
Honestly, I feel like people underestimate how much work it takes and how much effort and mental drainage it takes to actually be عشان انت في الاول وفي كل حاجه بتصب عندك وكل حاجه مسؤوليتك انت. فانت كده لو معاك تيم يعني انت والتيم بتشيلوا مع بعض، بس at the end of the day مين هيتحاسب؟ انت هتحاسب. at the end of the day انت اللي ماشي الدنيا. at the end of the day you have to يعني it's not only you have to run it day by day, you also have to constantly be thinking of expanding it. You also have to constantly be thinking of being out there, doing more. That's why ما شاء الله I find you very inspiring في الحتة دي because you're very dynamic. You're not اللي هو you're not the type of person, again correct me if I'm wrong يعني, but so you're not the type of person اللي أنا شفته اللي هو okay I did this, it's going well, I'm just gonna like continue doing this and not gonna do anything else.
يا ريت.
You do this, it's going well, okay, I'm gonna do something else and it's gonna go well, and then when you're done with that,
that's exactly who I am.
yes. What I love about you, Kaman, is when the things are going well, you put everything on autopilot, make sure everything is still running smoothly, and then venture off to something else. That kind of excitement, that حتى seeing it, makes me feel like, oh, this is doable. I love that. I love that for you, and honestly, I love that for me. As
yes.
And I have someone that I can look up to and be like, طب ما هي. فاهمة قصدي؟ بالعكس ده غير بقى the fact in يعني ما شاء الله you are a mom. ده غير the fact in there are so many بقى societal factors that I'd like to get into that makes this 10 times more difficult عليكي than عليا.
صح.
فإن حد قادر يعمل كل ده وأنا قاعد هنا بقول إيه I'm just gonna do the podcast. لا أنت بتهزر يعني لا أنت بتهزر.
Yes.
You were talking about إن أنت 10 to 11 تقريبا في entrepreneur symptoms دي. When did it actually start to develop اللي هو you taking a risk أو
it started I moved to the US and I came back لمصر وأنا عندي let's take it back.
Yes.
I started working وأنا عندي 16 سنة.
Wow, okay.
في the US which is very normal هناك بتخلص high school and you get a job.
Start working, yes.
You start working.
or like throughout the summer ولا
no it started like the first أول شغلانة ليا started as a summer job.
Okay.
دي كانت hotel receptionist. طبعا given in my parents مصريين وبالنسبة لهم اللي هو انت بتعملي ايه بس my dad I give this to him, he's always been very open-minded لأي حاجة ليها علاقة developing ourselves في الشغل.
Okay.
يعني very strict في كل حاجة. بابي ممكن أسافر مع أصحابي لا بابي أنا مسافرة مع شغلي لاس فيغاس أوكي يا حبيبتي go for it. فهو he's always been supportive جدا جدا
Okay.
جدا. عمره ما قال لي مثلا لا البنت مش مفروض تعمل ده، بالعكس دايما شجعني. واول واحد who invested in my business كان my dad. ولحد النهارده يعني بص انا عندي افكار مرعبه اقعد اكلمه يسمع لي. ما هو sometimes the support ان حد يسمع لك.
Yes.
بجد. وممكن بقى الادفايس ومش عارف ايه. المهم نرجع ل 16 سنه. ف I got my first
as a receptionist summer job.
hotel receptionist كانت خطيره.
بجد؟
كانت يعني لا لا
أول مرة
لا
بقى،
كانت
صح؟
احلى حاجه في العالم اول مره و I got to meet people و it was in Laguna Beach فانت متخيل you get to work in Laguna Beach as a hotel receptionist يعني
طبعاً.
this was like a 2 months حاجه كده في الصيف يعني
Okay.
كنت لسه في grade I think 10 لسه كنت في الجامعه grade 10 او 11
I
مش
think
فاكره
16 it's like
16 10 او 11 and then what happened بعديها I'm like لا I wanna start working بقى أنا عجبني الموضوع و it was كل حاجة ليها علاقة ب working on myself أنا عمري ما كنت برضو مركزة إن I'm someone who likes to work on herself
Okay.
يعني كل القصص اللي بقولها لك دي I realized how to say it لما كبرت زمان أنا ماشية كده وبخبط ومش فاهمة أنا بعمل
بس
كده ليه
كان كل ده you feel like you're developing
Yes,
in some way.
I'm developing in some way. وأم an achiever قوي فكنت بحس إن أنا I'm achieving something outside of school. ما كنتش شاطرة قوي في المدرسة على فكرة. كنت very student عادية جدا جدا يعني فحس إن أنا achieving حاجة براها. What happened إن أنا I applied for a job. It was a family friend ساعتها.
Okay.
It was a publishing house. They used to print business cards وكل حاجة ليها علاقة ب printing يعني.
Okay.
I was a customer service rep. I started to do this بعد المدرسة. It was grade 12.
Okay.
It was after
Was
school.
it part-time or was it full-time?
It was part-time. This one was part-time after school.
كل ده في أمريكا.
Yeah. It's
فين في أمريكا؟
California.
واو. Okay.
خلاص. I did this job وبالصدفة وأنا قاعدة with the owner of the company. It was a family business يعني. كان his another يعني حد neighboring يعني another company. It was like a corporate offices kind of thing. He was visiting him.
Okay.
فوانا دخلت كده اتكلم معاه وكده شافه بقول له ايه ف he's like you're working here part time حاجه كده فهو he knew I wasn't interested in this job قوي وكان فاهم شخصيتي قوي فقال لي if you want to apply they're hiring. Okay. This was the best job that I've ever had صراحة.
What was that company all about?
It was a lighting company. نجف.
Okay.
وكل حاجة ليها علاقة بالlighting system من أول outdoors للindoors.
Okay.
و their model was إن هم they work with interior designers بس and hotels. ف they didn't used to do حاجات residential لوحدهم. It was like هم their resale throughout the interior designers والhotels. So we would have.
They're doing commercial
بس فمثلا our clients would be the Wynn in Las Vegas مش كده بقول لك لما كنت بقول to my dad أنا رايحة فيجاس للشغل yes the Venetian we did like the Venetian hotel the outdoors system ليهم كلهم فأنا برضو I'm like 17 at this time and I'm
working
and it was
Were you a sales rep برضو ولا were you
I was a sales rep and then I turned into an office manager بعديها بسنتين I loved this job it was full time كنت خلاص بتخرج من المدرسة وقررت هناك you have the option يا إما تاخد night classes يا إما morning classes عشان الناس كلها بتشتغل ده الطبيعي ف I decided إن أنا I spoke to my parents إن I'm gonna do جامعة night time I'm gonna work full time كنت بشتغل 9 to 5 and then I would go للجامعة بتاعتي من 7 ل 10
واو ده entrepreneurial tendencies بجد
yes
اللي هو you're willing to do both and you're willing to do both when everyone is just doing
best time of my life
really
بجد
what was your biggest takeaway طيب من الفترة دي سنتين
السنتين دول I think my biggest takeaway إن حسيت إن there's so much more to me than what I see I was more curious to find out إيه ده you can do things and حسيت إن لا it moved so many things in me mentally emotionally حسيت إن أنا I can do things يعني حسيت شوية confidence إنه when you're really living your true self this is when you're your most confident self this was my true self and I didn't know إن أنا حد بحب قوي أشتغل وبحب أتعلم بحب أبقى في environment بتعلم وبكبر دايما فيها حتى أصحابي I'm surrounded by women a circle of women they're my closest friends هم دول اللي احنا دايما كلامنا عن growing وعن our businesses وما بنقعدش نجوسب على ناس ما بنقعدش بنتكلم على فاهم I'm always surrounded by people who will help me who want to grow and I learn from them and I admire them I love being around people that I admire so much يعني if هتلاقيني لو أنا I don't admire someone لا I don't know how to be around them I admire all my friends I've admired أي حد قريب ليا and this is a message to all of them I admire them
I'm so happy for you
thank you
I love that for you والله العظيم because like I feel like زي ما انتي قلتي بالظبط the more you're around really good people the better you do become 100% بس سألك سؤال بقى do you feel like because you took that first job لمدة سنتين دول وسافرتي ورحتي and you were doing uni night time do you feel like that started to make you realize how much ambition and potential you have?
Yes.
صح?
Yes.
Because I feel like when you just taste ambition, you unlock it. And when you start unlocking ambition, you're like خلاص
That's the word. This is when I realized that أنا شخص ambitious جدا جدا جدا. و sometimes ما this ambition is a power, and sometimes it really can, if you don't use it properly, and if it can eat you alive.
Yes.
And it did at some point down the line. لسه بقى المشوار لسه طويل. بس this was like, لا عارف لما فجأة you realize that you have a power وبتنور and it's like pow.
Yes,
it was
exactly.
an exciting time for me.
It is like that بالظبط.
It was a very exciting time. وبس I did this job until I moved back. كنت يعني أول سنتين في الجامعة كانت هي دي حياتي. وأنا طول عمري دايما برضو الصراحة very very an introvert في my social life. يعني I'll be very happy if my 3-4 friends اللي بحب أتبسط معاهم قوي quality time ومش someone who's always been into خروج ونزول وسهر. I've never enjoyed that. يعني I do it every once in a while. بس لو بنتكلم على ال day to day life بتاعي I've always been someone who sleeps early. بنام بدري جدا 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 يعني طول عمري بصحى بدري جدا. هو واحدة set up to be يعني هي متظبطة to be an entrepreneur يعني بس.
طيب like okay so احنا قلنا من الأول خالص you felt like you had entrepreneurial tendencies. You كنت في أمريكا كنت في كاليفورنيا.
Yes.
And then throughout الفترة دي you started to work and then you got the job اللي هو at the lighting.
Yes, and I kept growing فيها.
Okay.
They really believed in me. This is very important in sometimes بجد بتبقى محتاج حد to believe in you عشان تعمل الحاجة دي.
I agree.
I'm still on very good terms with my boss. He was someone that I've always looked up to. Until today يعني when I travel there I send him a message to say hi I owe him يعني حاجات كتير.
Of course.
بس وساعتها I had a really good friend of mine برضو who believed in me قوي. it's very important يعني sometimes we just need one person to believe in us to tell us by the way you can be really good at this. فاهم بس.
Okay, so في الفترة دي بقى what was your next step? Do you have any idea عشان تيجي أنا فاكر أنت قلتي إن at the time you had no idea what was going on but you were just كنتي بتسعي you were just going where
at that time ما كانش في دماغي طبعا to start a business خالص. كنت يعني من الشغل للجامعة ما فيش وقت أفكر في حاجة مستحيل. وكنت شايفة إن ده الوقت إن أنا مفروض أتعلم فيه من ناس تانية who have their own businesses يعني ما experience وأتعلم يعني I wanted to learn. وصراحة لا at that time يعني I thought إن أنا في الوقت ده I wanted to be a fashion designer. فكنت شايفة إن لسه شوية على الموضوع ده. فاللي هو I'm gonna learn, I'm gonna go to school, I'm gonna learn and I'm gonna work.
What were you studying at school?
At that time it was general ed. أول سنتين كانوا لسه ما كنتش عارفة يعني
تسبيشالايز في إيه؟
خالص يعني اللي هو fashion design. بس حسيت شوية برضو إن no I think I want to do something more. I don't know. I حسيت إن fashion design can be something that's a passion, that's a حاجة مش هدرسها.
Exactly.
وحسيت إن أنا عايزة أدرس حاجة تانية. What happened بعديها بقى كله كان downhill شوية.
Really?
شوية with myself.
You don't have to get into
no عادي في حتة الشغل يعني. What happened إن أنا اشتغلت بقى سنتين وكده and then I moved back to Egypt. حصل لي طبعا culture shock
رهيب
مرعبة.
هل كنتي من قبليها كنتي في مصر ولا؟
لا يعني رحت I moved to the US وانا عندي 10 سنين أو 11 سنة.
من 10 ل 18 مثلا.
فالوقت اللي أنت character development
you were growing in exactly.
ومايند سيت كمان بقولك مش قاعدة هناك القعدة العادية. أنا قاعدة هناك بالظبط. فمايند سيت طبعا اول ما رجعت كنت دخلت AUC كان فاضل لي سنتين تانيين في الجامعه. فكانت AUC لسه في وسط في التحرير. ف I remember very well because انت when you live abroad you غصب عنك you have to be an independent person. كل حاجه في الحياه حواليك بتهيئك ان انت ما تعتمدش على حد. once you're 16 17 18
بالظبط.
ف you don't need to depend on حاجات كتيرة. هنا في مصر محتاج. وكنت لسه جاية كمان مش فاهمة قوي. ف I remember very well واحدة شحطة نازلة عندي ساعتها كان I think 18 كان عندي 18 سنة. و the driver dropped me off on the other side of الجامعة. والعربيات كانت بتعدي بطريقة غريبة. خلاص أنا مش عارفة أعدي الشارع.
ده انت بتوصل دار التحرير؟
ايوه في الجري كامبس الحته اللي قدام جري. انا مش عارفه اعدي الشارع وحسيت ان انا واحده ازاي انا شحطه وبعرف اشتغل وبعرف واقفه قدام شارع واجي اعدي اقوم راجعه. فطبعا I was so frustrated في الاول ان I needed to depend on so many people اللي هو حد يوصلني. كنت لسه عارفه اسوق في مصر.
ما هو طبعا برضه سواء بره غير يعني سواء بره حاجه سواء في مصر حاجه تانية.
فرجع انا شخص و I think دي برضه حاجه that I learned throughout the years. أنا شخص independent. Okay. يعني أنا في طبعي independent وشوية كمان. وعايزة أقول لك إن معنى كلمة independent اتغيرت معايا مع الوقت. معناها في الوقت ده كنت شايفة إن being independent is to not ask for help.
Okay.
وده كان أكبر غلط. This is not what being an independent person is.
Okay.
فبالنسبة لي كان صعب قوي to ask for help. صعب قوي إن أنا ممكن على فكرة أي حد بيعدي ممكن أعدي مع أنا دلوقتي ممكن والنبي أعدي معاك مش عارفة عادي. كنت شايفة إن it's a weakness. و I always wanted to show إن أنا I'm not a weak person. I don't ask for help. فدي بالنسبة لي لا اتعلمت مع الوقت لما كبرت. That's far from being an independent
How did that
person.
mature with you? If you're going
life,
to be sharing
لا life I got برضو في حتة في حياتي كده. It was I'm a strong independent woman. Everyone needs to know this. If you're strong and independent, you don't need to say it. You don't need to go out there. But that showed how at the A ما كنتش عارفة قدراتي ايه في الوقت ده قوي. I was saying it out loud لنفسي. اللي هو بقولها لنفسي بفكر نفسي ان through بقى lots of مواقف في الحياة. في حاجات softened my edges قوي. In a very good way. يعني أنا كنت متلخبطة ما بين being strong and being tough. فكنت فترة طويلة قوي I'm a tough person. No, now I can say that I'm a strong person who has a very soft heart, who has
which is amazing, which is gorgeous.
That's the strength.
Yes,
هو دي قوة إن أنت تعرف تبقى شخص قوي في وقت الأوقات اللي أنت محتاج تبقى قوي. بس overall you're not a tough person. Like the moment you know that life didn't toughen you up is the moment you know that you're really working on yourself to heal. That things didn't change you to be bitter. No, I'm changing to be better and it's okay. يحصل لي بقى الدروبس اللي بتحصل لي دي عشان eventually I don't want to be a tough person. No one wants that. No one wants to be around that.
I agree قوي. Yes. طب did you feel like throughout your okay so احنا بنتكلم أمريكا لمصر. Do you feel like there were any identity struggles في الفترة دي؟ صح؟
بص من أمريكا لمصر بقى what happened ساعتها أنا my first business started وأنا في الجامعة.
Interesting. ده كان AUC ولا
AUC. Okay. No AUC رجعت. هقول لك بقى what happened. أنا رجعت كنت حاسة أنا متكتفة من حتة إن مش عارفة أتعامل لسه مع الكولتشر. مش عارفة أمانوفر ولسه بتعلم يعني. و I remember very well أول ما رجعت I was very overwhelmed by كمية العزومات بتاعت الأفراح والإيفنتس والخطوبات. كل حاجة ليها حفلة
والناس ما بيصدقوا
خلاص. ففي الوقت ده 2009
اوكي
ما كانش فيه سيبنا من اللي بيحصل دلوقتي بقى وكمية الحاجات اللي موجودة في مصر ومش في الوقت حاليا بس عامة يعني ما كانش فيه accessibility لفساتين night like evening dresses that are affordable and that are nice. كان ساعتها الوقت ده سواري. كان الوقت ده أنا بقى راجعة مش فاهمة حاجة فبشوف إيه الموجود. خلاص الوقت ده يا إما بتفصل عند tailor which is very inconvenient for someone like me. I have no patience.
لا وكمان it's very very expensive. يعني لو القماش لو هتجيب القماش من حد بتاع it's super
في لا في ناس اللي هم الخياطة بتبقى شاطرة جدا بس روح بقى انزل لها وسط البلد بقى ويركن مش عارف ما جربت. ما هو انت actually these are the times that you have an idea is لما بتتساحل في الحاجات دي. I remember I came back I had friends already من أيام المدرسة لما كنت صغيرة كنا كلهم معايا في الجامعة فاللي هو it was catching up وكده. فجأة أفراح خطوبات families وش عارف إيه. فأنا رجع معايا حاجات يعني عادي يعني بس لقيت I'm running out of things to wear. وفي مصر برضو الفترة دي كانت I'm not like this anymore. بس ساعتها اللي هو ما ينفعش تلبسي فستان لبستيه في الفرح ده تلبسيه في الفرح.
كده
الحته دي موجوده قوي
والاهالي كلهم عندهم الموضوع.
فاهم اللي هو فيروز انت لبستي احمر ما تلبسيش احمر تاني. هو الاحمر يعني يا جماعه ليه كده؟ المهم
اصل انا literally اهل امي كلهم بنات. يعني احنا البيت ده والله العظيم البيت ده مثلا فيه 16 بنت مش بهزر والله العظيم بجد. يعني خالتي
فانت فاهم
خالتي وثلاث بنات وامي واختيني وبعد كده قرايبنا لما بيجوا هم مثلا 6 بنات. فلا انا البيت كله بنات ف I really understand. احنا متعذب اي فرح كل واحده لازم يبقى معاها. وبنبدا بقى الموضوع وصل لمرحله ان انت كمان بقى عندك جريدينت. فاحنا بجد I'm like, what is going on? It's terrible.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not like this anymore. الحمد
Thank
لله I
God.
liberated myself. بس
Yes.
طبعا كنت راجعة ما كنتش I was trying to fit into people's molds because I still didn't know what works here, what doesn't work here, what's cool, what's not cool. يعني I don't want to be weird.
It's a
برضو.
culture shock طبعا.
culture shock في كل حاجة. what happened ساعتها ان انا فلقيت ان انا ابتديت بقى افصل وبيكز الحاجات اللي موجوده ساعتها الحلوه كانت غاليه قوي. ده بقى اللي كان غالي. مثلا اللي هو لو عايزه فستان حلو كان في ساعتها a really well known brand كان في City Stars اسمه Pronovius. ده بقى where everyone bought their wedding dresses and if you really want to wear واياميها الفستان ده كان غالي يعني. دلوقتي الرقم يضحك بس اياميها no this was expensive. والحاجات بقى المتوفره في الماركت عامه they're not nice كده. خلاص. فقعدت كده I'm like أنا بحب اللبس وبحب ألبس فساتين and I wanted to be a fashion designer and I know exactly what to buy from the US and I know exactly what these people want to wear اللي هم people around me because it's the same thing I want to wear. We have the same more or less taste in clothes. Why not? ساعتها بقى فيسبوك ما كانش حد using it يا يوسف to sell anything.
Really?
فيسبوك ده كان أنا بقول لك 2009.
ده قبل الثورة.
قبل الثورة.
قبل أي حاجة.
أنا 2009 قررت إن أنا I'm gonna create a Facebook group اسمه limited edition dresses.
Wow.
It was gonna be very exclusive. واصلا كان برايفت يعني no one is allowed in it.
انت اللي بتختاري.
انا اللي بختار مين اللي يدخل و it wasn't out of anything. It was out of ان حسيت ان people like exclusive. يعني انا فهمت ان المصريين بيحبوا الحاجات الاكسكلوسيف that not everyone has access to. فهمت المايند سيتس اللي حواليا. I'm like it's not just going to be an open group كده. لا you can't even see the pictures. I have to let you in the group to see the pictures. And I called it limited edition dresses because I only got one piece from every dress.
Wow.
Okay.
انت عارفه you literally like I don't want to say you hacked the system but you literally hacked the system في 2009. Like 09 you were literally doing what people are striving to do النهارده اللي هو create a community. That's crazy.
خلاص.
That's incredible. Okay.
2009 I created the group وابتديت أعزم فيه like to invite my friends and my friends would invite their friends.
Exactly.
It was a very professional page. الصور كلها كانت from the website. screenshot. هي professional قوي. وما كانش بجد ما كانش فيه. أنا خدت كمية تريقة إن أنا دايما معروف عني شوية إن فيروز تعرف تطلع فلوس من أي حاجة. وزمان كنت بتكسف لما حد يقول كده كنت باخدها ان دي حاجه وحشه. I'm so proud of that. Absolutely. Because I can monetize things that I love.
صراحه good for you يعني.
صح؟
That's great.
لا وكل الناس اللي اتريقت عليا they are actually doing the same thing 10 years later.
Of course. بالظبط.
what happened ساعتها ان it started كده اللي هو very few clients. It started to work. It was the most profitable business. Running it from my living room. Zero cost. أما كنتش بطلب الحاجة غير لما يجيلي deposit.
أصلاً.
I used to get a 50% deposit. A 50% deposit to confirm the order. I would only place the order when I have the deposit. فهي zero risk.
بالظبط.
أو أنا قاعدة it took time مني and it took effort.
خلاص يعني
والقصة قعدت معايا it was amazing and people would send me. أنا بقى كان عندي clients اللي هو كل ما بحط حاجة they place an order. I had clients older women the taste was amazing. It was dresses اللي هو لو هتجيبه من Pronovius في مصر which is like a brand من Spain لا بتدفع مثلا times 6 of the price.
يا نهار أبيض.
ودي حاجات from the US department stores هناك وكده. مش عارفه ايش بي سينج all the details دي دلوقتي بس ما علينا.
بس خلاص يعني
خلاص it happened.
like 20 years ago.
yeah فساعتها بقى what happened ساعتها ان I ran this business for a year throughout لحد ما اتخرجت من الجامعه لحد 2010 ومش هتصدق ليه I lost interest فيه.
اشمعنى؟ Did it get too easy?
ايه I was not growing.
Oh my god.
I completely woke up. أنا كنت بنزل بقى ساعتها كان في اسكندرية بيتعمل حاجة زي بازارنا في مصر بس it was like the really nice one.
Okay.
كنت بنزل فيه بس ده الوحيد اللي نزلت فيه والكلاينت ليست بتاعتي كانت بتزيد و they're lovely people that I made friends actually من ناس كتيرة قوي منهم بس I woke up one day I'm like this is not fulfilling me. This is not enough. فساعتها I learned about myself ان I'm not the person who goes after a business for financial gain بس. That's not me. Some people are like that and it's okay.
Yes.
أنا مش ده. أنا لازم أبقى fulfilled both on a financial aspect and on a personal aspect. This was the first lesson for me بقى as an entrepreneur. I can't start a business لو مش هيفulfill me أنا on different levels فيه.
Interesting.
فلقيت ان السيستم بتاعه is me posting more pictures, it's me customer service اكتر, it's ما حسيتش.
And it's working.
It was working perfect. ما كانش في competition يعني بعدية throughout the year طبعا other people started like few pages in 2-3 pages. بس I had my clients who trusted me. It was beautiful pieces and they were happy يعني happy customers, happy life, happy كل حاجة. ما قدرتش اكمل فيه because ولقيت ان انا ما عنديش actually interest في حته الفاشن دي.
Interesting. Okay.
بعد
الفتره دي بعد السنه ونص
بعد السنه ونص لقيت ان I'm interested ان انا اشتري لبس حلو بس مش شرط ان انا اشتغل in growing a fashion business.
Okay.
وبس the biggest takeaway from this was I can't do anything that doesn't fulfill me on a personal level. I completely let it go. And then right after it كانت my mom. أنا بقى ابتديت معاك the first business وهندخل على طول في اللي بعديه. My mom used to make or until today she makes أحلى تيراميسو ممكن تاكلها في حياتك.
Okay.
واللي هو from the US people neighbors family اللي هو دي حاجة خطيرة لمصر الناس كلها محدش بيختلف عليها إن هي تيراميسو خطيرة. I remember my dad بقى as an entrepreneur يعني I remember at that time my dad was like ما تعملوا بيزنس. هو كل حاجه في العيله عندنا ما تعملوا بيزنس. ولحد النهارده انا بقى بقيت له لا
مش عايز اعمل بيزنس خلاص.
مش عايز اعمل بيزنس. ما تعملوا بيزنس يا جماعه. بس فساعتها I was يعني if I were to go back and name it I was doing business development.
Okay.
بس it grew very fast. كان قبل الثوره على طول.
اوكي.
created بقى
2010 تقريبا 2000.
على طول من 2010 هو 2010 لوجو كانت سميناه ماما's تيراميسو.
اوكي. very cool.
وبرضه فيسبوك بيج وبرضه inviting the same friends.
لا وانت خلاص طبعا موضوع الفيسبوك بيج ده
خلاص انا ما حدش يقدر يكلمني. هم نفس الناس اللي بعزمهم هنا بعزمهم هنا وبيشتروا برضه
it was just تيراميسو بس
بتو فليفرز كوفي وشوكليت.
okay.
بس ساعتها كانت هي مشهوره اكتر كمان بالشوكليت فليفر مع ان التيراميسو معروف بالكوفي فليفر بس هي كانت مشهوره قوي الاطفال بيحبوه الكبار بيحبوه حاجه خفيفه لا كان خطير.
وعزومات طبعا هتلاقي
وعزومات لا وكان عندنا برضو كلاينتس وكده. وات هابند بقى ساعتها ان انا كنت شايفه البرودكت ده ممكن يتباع باكجز صغيره في السوبر ماركت. حاجه ذات زي ما بتشتري شوكليت. وي بلايد قوي على الحته بتاعت it's homemade. It wasn't homemade يعني we had an operation وكده بس it's a mama's recipe.
Yes.
حاجة ما فيهاش preservatives. حاجة I wouldn't say in it's the healthier thing بس it's the cleaner thing. Yes. إنك ما بتاكلش حاجة فيها preservatives ما بتاكلش حاجة فيها high fructose corn syrup. بتبوظ actually بعد يعني لو ما حطيتهاش which is a good sign. I'm like if we create small packages كنا في الأول بادين بالbigger packages زي الكيك كنا بنبيع زي الكيك لو رايح لحد عزومة. we started to create the smaller packages وابتديت reach out. ساعتها كان سيلانترو معروف قوي وسعودي وسوبر ماركتس بقى وكنت بخبط بقى.
انا فاكر سيلانترو كان في الجامعه I think.
وفي الجامعه واحمد كانوا بيبيعوا في المدرسه خلاص.
سيلانترو كانوا they were dominating.
سيلانترو كان it was like the thing ساعتها. I remember ابتدينا نبيع. I got into سعودي في المهندسين.
Wow.
Yes, I got into we got into a couple of cafes, coffee shops, scattered بقى مهندسين مصر الجديدة. طبعا بقى البيزنس ده علمني برضو يعني what happened ساعتها is ثورة قامت throughout. كنا فتحنا قبليها 2 branches. فتحنا في الزمالك
2 full branches.
فتحنا store في الزمالك وفتحنا في City Stars booth. these were our 2 major branches. وكنا شغال ماما's تيراميسو. My best friend did the design for us. She's an interior designer. My best friend هنا حجازي سحلت معايا بديزاينز كل حاجة في حياتي. هنا عملت لنا ديزاين البوث. She's a very big interior designer. فاللي هو حد زي عمل لنا كان خطير. وبس it was delivery, it was distribution, it was branches. I had no idea what we were getting ourselves into. يعني I had no idea ان
لسه
كل ده صغيرة جدا وما
supply
عنديش
chain رهيب بقى.
supply chain و operations و quality بقى و distribute. لا
quality assurance رهيب.
أنا واحدة داخلة حاجة I have no idea and this is one of the toughest businesses و food. It's food يعني فاهم.
It's F&B it's كمان it's not حتى food اللي هو انت هتبيعي وخلاص. لا انت هتبيعي and people have to buy it within a certain time frame because it will go bad.
Yes. بس بقول لك بقى حاجة. One of the best resources to have when starting a business is not knowing.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Because when you know,
okay, please enlighten me.
When you know, you might not start the business. If I had known all these things, أنا ما كنتش هعمل الشغل ده خالص.
Okay.
When you don't know, you dive in with your heart. You're like passion. خبط في الحيطة. That's when you don't know. وبتتعلم as you go. هو literally it's like that quote. Starting a business is like jumping من a plane with a بتاع parachute. وبتقعد بقى تأسمبل كده وانت نازل. بس when you know, يعني there's a business that I wanted to start that I knew everything about. في الآخر I didn't do it. You have bigger fears because وانت مش عارف انت الفيرز هتبقى ايه. Fear of the unknown that انت بجد مش عارف. يعني في أبعاد مش هتيجي في دماغك. It's a double-edged sword. مش بقول لأي حد research is very important before you start a business. أنا كنت صغيرة it just happened. ما عملتش أي research ولا على الفساتين ولا على F&B.
بس I find it so interesting and that's how you're viewing it.
Of course.
اللي هو you don't know that's an edge. It's an edge. You know.
على فكرة everything can be an edge. Not having enough money is an edge. You know why? Because it forces you to be creative. تخيل انت واحد عندك budget رهيبة for marketing. ماشي هنشوف ايه احسن حاجة ممكن تتعمل. انا واحدة دي اتعلمتها in my third business the Daily Crisp ان we had zero budget لأي حاجة. يعني I worked on my creativity. It forces you to be creative to find out creative solutions لكل حاجة. كل حاجة ليها حل. مفيش مشكلة اتعملت من غير حل.
صح.
To have this solution mindset and to be creative with it. You're forced when you don't have money. فكل حاجة can be an edge if you want it to be an edge. Everything. That's a mindset.
Wow. طيب هسألك سؤال. Were you always expansion driven? Because في الفساتين you did the same. You had your customers but you wanted to expand. And when you expanded and then you felt like personally you were not fulfilled, you were like on to the next. The next was ايه ده في ترمسو ايه ده it's really good طيب خلاص let's start ان احنا بنبيع لاصحابنا same group بس بعد كده سيلانترو بعد كده بعد كده was it always expansion driven اللي هو okay I'm doing this now but I can do it better in 5 months in 5 weeks
طبعا بس دي مشكلة برضو معايا because أنا دايما I think big وبحاول start big بس اتعلمت مع الوقت and you have to start small.
Okay.
It's okay to think big and you should.
Yes.
As you should. يعني having bigger dreams, having bigger ambition. ده حلو. بس طول عمري I want to start big برضو. يعني عشان كده sometimes growing fast مش صح. You can run out of business. We grew very fast. يعني ايه ان انا فجأة واحدة ما عنديش اي حاجة معلومات عن اي حاجة ليها علاقة ب running F&B. عندي distribution وعندي branches وعندي delivery. ودelivery ايه في كل حتة في مصر.
ده زي ماكدونالدز. زي ماكدونالدز.
ده زي يعني على اساس ايه ما اعرفش. فده ثقة رهيبة.
هي ثقة موت.
بس برضو I have to say this was a family business. يعني الثقة دي بقى أنا my dad is the biggest risk taker ممكن تقابله في حياتك.
I feel like it's in the blood honestly.
طبعا وده very big risk taker بطريقة رهيبة.
Yes, عيد نفس
الكلام. بس عيد نفس ما هو أنا وده خدنا الحتة دي بزيادة يعني جربنا we started the business together. هندخل بقى
هندخل we started off اللي هو طب يلا نروح نلعب تنس مثلا. let's do something fun, let's start a business. And you guys are really good at it. يعني حتى عيد بحس عيد موزون قوي especially في الموضوع ده اللي هو ايه he's gonna sit down, he's gonna think about it very well, he is gonna take the risk. بس بحس يعني انتي وده I literally sensed it عشان انتوا عندكم حته اللي هو ايه you feel it let's do it.
لا عندنا الحته دي ايه يلا انا وده عندنا الحته دي عيد is very low profile وفي نفس الوقت هو اللي بيشد. لازم انا عندي partner وماي partner is the grounded one وده عيد is his partner. عيد هو اللي دايما استنى يعني ايه اللي انت
Okay.
بتقوله ده؟
Okay.
يعني انا اصلا اشتغلت معاهم احنا الثلاثه we had a business together it lasted for 6 months بس احكي لك عليه. فانا فاهمه الشخصيات وفاهمه وبوث البالانس ده مهم جدا. you will burn out بسرعه قوي لو انت لوحدك.
yes.
فماما تيراميسو كان the bigger mastermind was my dad طبعا. هو اللي كان دايما يلا نعمل بيدينا ثقه رهيبه. يلا نكسباند ويلا فيروز كلمي سيلانترو يلا فيروز اعملي. انا اقول له ريسورسز بابي في يلا انا وراكي. فهو دايما بيشو اس ان we can do it. بس طبعا لا يعني I'm like لا اهدى شويه عشان انا I got married وانا في الجامعه. ما هو حصل on the personal side I got married and I was pregnant في وقت الثوره.
يا نهار ابيض.
فكان في ثوره وكان في بزنس. انا
two businesses مش business واحد ولا ده كان قبل الفيسبوك جروب بتاع الفساتين؟
لا خلاص الفساتين كنت خلاص completely closed
it.
let it go. the page كانت مقفوله قفلت على 11,000. انا فاكره كويس اي رقم كان رقم
طبعا 11,000
ده كان رقم
ده كان اكبر رقم في مصر.
اعمل ايه بقى بالبيج دي؟
ايوه والله العظيم.
فقفلت على 11,000 و I completely خلاص I lost interest تماما. وكان بس ساعتها ماما تيراميسو كنت خلصت جامعه 2010 لحد بقى we pushed through كده لحد بعد الثوره.
اوكي.
وكنت حامل ساعتها. فثوره وحمل وبزنس something had to go and it was the business. Definitely it was the business. I went through بقى personal بقى pregnancy و I gained a lot of weight وفجأة كمان actually it went. أنا لما حملت تخنت قوي خلاص and this was the beginning of my lifetime career بقى اللي هو مكملة فيه الحمد لله. لما تخنت قوي I gained 30 kilos. طول عمري I'm very skinny which I learned بعد كده ان ده مش معناها ان انتي healthy. You're just skinny. It's just a number on a scale. بس كنت صغيرة ومش فاهمة. when I gained 30 kilos لما خلفت كنت فاكرة ان ده وزن حمل هينزل with the baby. اكتشفت ان no you gained 18 كيلو that are yours. حمل البيبي مع البيبي ده كله على بعضه مثلا 12 كيلو.
بجد؟
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes. يعني the normal لو واحدة بادية حمل normal weight النورمال الطبيعي بتاعها to gain is 12 kilos في الحمل كله which is what happened to me في second pregnancy. First pregnancy I was eating literally for 2. كنا وقت الثورة stress وأكل بس وقاعدين في البيت. Had no idea I wasn't moving. Zero knowledge.
It was a very difficult time. It was an extremely difficult time.
يعني كلنا وزيرو knowledge عن النيوتريشن عامة. ما أعرفش أي حاجة عن النيوتريشن غير اللي عايز يخس بيعمل دايت. I was that far. what happened ساعتها إن أنا بقى I gained weight and then I went into the postpartum depression of إيه ده؟ That's not my body. أنا مين؟ فأول حاجة جت في بالي ساعتها I need to go to دكتور دايت يعني. I remember at that time I actually didn't go.
Okay.
I decided إن أنا I'm going to دخلت على جوجل how do I lose weight fast.
It's always that. It's always how do I lose weight? This is great.
Now.
دلوقتي حالا.
Fast.
What pill do I have to take?
What magic pill?
This right now please.
بس how do I lose weight fast. كنت بقى يوسف قبل اللحظة دي I'm not a reader. أنا بقول لك أنا كنت شاطرة في المدرسة. كنت عادي student عادية جدا just getting by يعني اللي هو I was never an A student. كنت دايما BC كمان student.
Okay.
I was never into reading. I was never into going the extra mile في حتة الدراسة.
honestly you're doing incredible في كل حاجة تانية.
Thank you.
والله العظيم like it's very important like كفيروز عامة لا واو.
Thank you.
لا genuinely.
Thank you. كنت اتخرجت من الجامعة وما كنتش مبسوطة من التخرج من الجامعة بتاعي خالص. كان في وقت أنا راجعة مصر ومش عايزة أرجع مصر. I was rebelling towards myself إن أنا هشوف إيه في AUC أكتر حاجة مش محتاجة مني مجهود واللي هو ممكن أجت by with the lowest GPA وهعملها. It was ساعتها broadcasting and journalism.
تعرف إن أنا I'm majoring in that دلوقتي.
بجد.
بس I did it. لا بس نفس الكلام.
I did it for the wrong reasons. وما اتعلمتش أي حاجة صراحة عشان كل حاجة اتغيرت. يعني ساعتها ما كانش فيه انستجرام ما كانش فيه سوشيال ميديا ما كانش فيه أي حاجة. كنا بنتكلم على الأخبار وحصل لي كذا
خير وتبقي present.
يعني to the point إن أنا حتى قلت هدي موضوع الجامعة ده فرصة. إن أنا ساعتها كانت one of the professors في الجامعة كانت بتشتغل في نايل تي في.
Okay.
So what happened إن هي كانت شايفة إن أنا شاطرة I don't know why. فكلمتني بعد التخرج على طول. ده في وسط كده some of the businesses يعني. قالت لي فيروز انا عندي ليكي فرصه خطيره. قلت لها ايه؟ قالت لي هتبقي ريبورتر في النايل تي في. فانا طبعا هو no I don't want to be on TV و this is not my interest. انا دخلت الميجر ده كده يعني I don't want to. قالت لي just give it a try. وبحب الناس اللي دايما زي ما بقول لك انا بحب الناس اللي they help me to see things that I don't see. فام لايك اوكي هعمل ايه يعني؟ قال لي ولا حاجه، هتيجي بكره هتقابلي مديره القناه هتعمل لك انترفيو كده بس يعني consider ان انت انا شايفه ان انت ممكن تاخدي البوزيشن او ف I remember very well انا ساعتها my ex-husband is a pilot so he wasn't there وnormally انا my relationship with my ex-husband was لو هعمل حاجه هقول له يعني هو كمان نفس الحاجه ده الطبيعي يعني فما كانش موجود وما كانش في مجال ان انا اقول له ان انا رايحه job interview. المهم ما قلتلوش. ف I remember very well دخلت ساعتها شعري كان really blonde ومعمول بقى ستريت وكنت راجعه برضو من امريكا بستايل كده معين يعني. فاول ما دخلت وبتكلم معاها وكده فلقيتها بتقول لي ها وانت عايزه تشتغلي هنا ليه؟ فقلت لها والله انا مش عايزه. هو مش والله قلت لها بصي انا مش شايفه نفسي بس انا عايزه اتعلم وبشوف لو في حاجه ممكن اتعلمها هنا يعني. فقالت لي جمله عمري في حياتي ما انساها. قالت لي لو فاكره ان شعرك الاصفر ده هيوصلك لحاجه احنا هنا ما بنعتمدش على شكلنا خالص.
لا قالت كده بجد؟
وانا بقى اول ما قالت لي كده قلت والله العظيم هاخد الشغلانه وهوريك ان انا هبقى احسن واحده في الشغلانه دي. I'm like you don't know me. في دماغي you have no idea what I've been through, you have no idea where I've been, you have no idea that the last thing اصلا I can ever دي حاجه هي it really hit حتى عندي because my dad has always told us احنا we're 3 girls and 2 boys. فوانا صغيره كنت بحس ان انا عايزه ابقى موديل عندي ثقه رهيبه يعني. فمره my dad قال لي عمرك في حياتك ما تشتغلي شغلانه that's dependent on how you look because the way that you look it will change, it will fade away, you will grow older, you will never look exactly the same. عمرك ما تخلي your job related على شكلك. This is the easiest thing that you can do because this is not something that you need to work on. You should go after حاجات that are dependent on your mindset.
What an incredible man, honestly.
فلما قالت لي كده I'm like لا أنا أبويا بقى رباني بقى
تعالي بقى
أنا بقى متربية بقى على دي بقى دي بالذات. I remember very well قلت لها لا خالص.
What time was that تقريبا؟
كان كنت لسه متخرجة من الجامعة كان ما بين limited edition dresses وما بين ماما تيراميسو حتة كده اللي هو كنت قاعدة فاضية هعمل ايه. ف I remember very well قلت لها طبعا أنا ساعتها كنتش عارفة أرد يعني مش فاكرة الرد بتاعي كان إيه بس I remember إن أنا I said I'm not someone لا قلت لها قلت لها أنا عمري في حياتي ما عملت حاجة that's dependent on how I look ومش بشوف إن أنا الشكل الرهيب اللي حضرتك شايفاه يعني أنا شايفة عادي شعري عادي بس actually I'm very interested. قلت لها بقى I'm very interested to take the job. المهم واحنا قاعدين جالها خبر ان بكره في تغطيه اللي كانت ساعتها قضيه كبيره قوي مش هقول اسمها يعني بس بكره اسمها ايه اللي هو النطق بالحكم.
اوكي
النطق بالحكم القضيه كانت في الميدل ايست الميديا كلها بتتكلم عليها. فقامت بصالي كده قالت لي انت هتروحي تروح فين؟
يا نهار ابيض قضى على طول.
قالت لي انت هتروحي بكره. كان بكره الكول كان المفروض ان احنا نبقى قدام اذاعه التلفزيون الساعة 5:30 الصبح عشان نركب with the cameraman with the driver ونروح المحكمة عشان ناخد our spot.
يا نهار أبيض ده nothing no pre
nothing لا nothing to the point ان انا من كتر انا حد حطني قدام challenge بنسى كل حاجة it's like a laser كده target ونسيت بقى ان جوزي مش موجود
كل حاجة
ونسيت ان انا دي حاجة I'm like is it even something I want to do يعني قلت اوكي 5:30 كنت قدام إذاعة التلفزيون.
يا نهار أبيض
معيش ولا كارنيه
مش أي حاجة
المفروض يبقى معاك كارنيه النقابة عشان أنا مش صحفية أنا واحدة متخرجة من AUC في حاجة أنا ما بحبهاش أصلا خلاص. فجي الكاميرامان أيوة أهلا يلا بينا ومحدش بيكلمني ومحدش بيشرح لي حاجة
محدش حتى قالك
no one told me what to do. خلاص we get to the محكمة فجأة لقيت لك الكاميرامان ده بيجري I'm like where do I go وكمية بقى يعني channels و reporters و BBC يعني it's a big it's رأي عام يعني كانت محكمة رأي عام. فبقيت اللي هو بمشي بقيت اسال هو احنا فين ندخل منين. ف I got my way into the first security. قلت له بس الكاميرامان دخلوا معاك الكارنيه بتاعي ومش عارف ايه. قمت اتفضلي.
Okay.
و I've learned by the way this is something and I'm teaching it to my kids. A smile can really take you anywhere. You just smile. يعني لو
So you're also very street smart.
Huh?
You're also very street smart.
I'm very emotionally intelligent. And this is
Interesting.
something
Okay.
that I've learned إن دي حاجة فيا and I see it as one of my best qualities. إن أنا عندي emotional intelligence مرعب.
Okay.
I can't read people, but I can read people's energy. I can tell if someone is genuine with me. I can tell لو حد أصلا مش طايقني من غير ما يفتح بقه من غير ما يعمل حاجة. I can tell الشخص اللي قدامي ده لو he's having a bad day. It's a weird emotional intelligence and it's one of the best things by the way that I've had throughout my entrepreneurship journey.
Was it able like through that were you able to تعرفي امتى تقولي حاجة معينة أو امتى تاخدي قرار معين أو
امتى أسكت وامتى اتكلم. مش شرط ان انا لما بتكلم بقول حاجه صح.
لا بس
بس امتى to go after something, امتى to approach someone, امتى to stop خالص, امتى to push, امتى I know when. I've learned بقى along the way what to say. Because هقول لك what happened بقى ساعتها ان I got through the first security. I was very nice. عادي you're just cameraman بقى ماشي ومش عارف ايه. You really smile. You should smile to people. It's not حاجة deceiving. يعني we should smile to each other.
It's just being nice.
Yes, and my kids now لو داخلين مثلا to pick up my daughter in a compound ولا حاجة فما was like ما بفتحش الإزاز. Smiling.
And they always
open.
مستحيل ما
انا ابني دايما بيراهني بقى عشان خلاص this is our thing. مامي ده مش هيفتح. اقول له مفيش حاجه اسمها كده
بالظبط. حتى والله العظيم لو انا داخله قطاميه تسمي بس انا باشا اتفضلي واللي هو وانت بجد ممكن تبقي داخله تعملي مصيبه في الكومباوند محدش يعرف. ممكن ابقى داخل افجر الكومباوند. I don't know if we should say that. ما كنت
مش مصيبه هتحصل.
لا كده
بس smiling
حتى لو ما تعرفيش اي حد. يعني انا ساعات ببقى داخل قطاميه بجد مش شرط ابقى داخل اي حد جوه. انا عايز اخش اجيب حاجه مثلا من تي بي اس ولا من اولو بخش وببتسم والسلام عليكم فاهم قصدي. حتى بفتح الازاز انا ما اعرفوش هو ما يعرفنيش. هو مستحيل يبقى عارفني وانا اللي هو ها اخبارك ايه وطمني عليك وبتاع. طب يلا السلام عليكم صباحك فل وبتاع في ثانيه عادي جدا الدنيا.
smiling is one. في كتاب اسمه never split the difference. smiling دي حاجه دايما كنت خلاص naturally كده بقول لك انا emotional intelligence. never split the difference teaches you tools. It tells you. فعنده حاجة بيقول اسمه كريس فوس. He's one of the best. He's an FBI negotiator. وطول عمره معروف يعني. فهي wrote a book معروف قوي في الحتة دي. فhis other thing is حاجة اسمها DJ voice. إن أنت لما تيجي تتكلم مع حد لازم يبقى في نبرة. عارف لما دي جي كده أنها اللي هو على الراديو أنها we're gonna play like the مش عارفة إيه والأغنية في voice كده لازم تبقى بجد voice طالع منك إن you're not lying. you're مش بتعمل حاجة تأذي حد بس انت بجد you have to. هو بيقول ان كل حاجة في حياتنا is a negotiation. everything from the moment you wake up لحد ما بتدخل تنام احنا we're negotiating all day. من اول وانت خارج مع اصحابك هناكل فين لحد الكوفي اللي انت بتجيبه لحد ولادي ادخلوا اغسلوا اسنانكم خشوا ناموا هتلبس هتعمل. you're negotiating all day and you just don't know it. It teaches you tools and techniques from negotiating contracts to getting your money back from someone who owes you money, sending the right emails so that people respond, to negotiating with your partner.
And knowing you, that's also something you're really good at when it's صغيرة. Like circling back to the quote.
بس بقى very bad diamond in the rough.
Of course, بالظبط. اللي هو
I've always been a diamond in the rough.
بس اللي هو you're very talented at it. فكمان putting pen to paper and reading.
ببقى sponge يعني. الكتاب اللي هو خلصته في كام يوم.
Did you read How to Win Friends and Influence People?
I started it بس didn't. وده دايما بيقول لك الكتاب ده.
It's incredible. هو المشكلة في How to Win Friends and Influence People إن هو it's so basic and it's so straightforward to the point where you think you know الحاجات دي and all of us do. But putting it into practice makes such a difference.
Yes.
And I think اكتر والله العظيم this is one of the best pieces of advice that I've ever gotten in my life. I've ever read. It was in one of the things إن أنت بتعملها اللي بجد هتغير علاقتك مع الناس كلها is whenever you treat someone وده بجد you treat them as if they're as cliche as it sounds يعني بس as if they're the most important person
yes.
you've ever interacted with. والله that took me to such a different height when it comes to people's lives. And لدرجة إن أنا I have like, and I can show you this after the podcast. I have a reminder, and it reminds me every single day at مثلا 10 a.m. The reminder literally says, treat someone as if they're the most important person. والله العظيم.
I love
it changed
that.
my life.
I love that.
وكنت عاملها أيام المدرسة. So مثلا ببقى in class and the reminder sets off. So my English teacher تبقى واقفة and I would say something along the lines of I love مثلا how much في الأول الصراحة it was super duper fake. Like في الأول it was like I don't really know if I want to do it and it feels awkward and it feels like I'm dropping a compliment to a teacher. Like what am I doing, fam?
Yes.
So بعد كده over time it becomes part of your personality. So I would say something along the lines of
you do something for so long it becomes who you are. That's what a habit is.
I drop something along the lines of اللي هو I love how educated you are مثلا in that, or I love how excited you are when you talk about a certain book. And instantly her day would get better and our relationship would elevate.
Yes, and in giving, when you give someone a compliment, time, effort, you receive. دايما.
Especially if it's genuine. So
only if it's genuine.
Never give a compliment if it's not genuine.
طبعا.
اللي هو you look great. Like don't do that. But at the same time, when you really find something about someone that is interesting, it changes everything.
Yes.
It changes everything.
It reminds me of this saying that I love برضو, and you can tell if someone بجد is genuinely a good person when the way they treat someone when they don't need anything منهم.
I agree.
لو حد مش هيفيدك في حاجة, حد مش هيستفيد منه في حاجة, حد you don't need, ما يعرفش يعمل لك حاجة, ما يقدرش يعمل, ما عندوش ولا قدرة ولا resource ولا حاجة. How do you treat this person?
I love that. انت عارف ان احنا we did an hour
بجد؟
والله العظيم.
No way.
والله العظيم.
Oh my god. Wow. Told you.
يعني honestly that's when I know. That's when I know. This is good.
احنا لسه.
بالعكس I can't get no pressure خالص. Like I wanna accommodate.
You can edit كده. I think it will في edit.
بصي أنا when it comes to the editing أنا عادة I don't edit anything بس I cut it out براحتي بقى.
بالظبط.
يعني إحنا كده الابسود كلها تنزل بس بعد كده how Fayrouz started her first 2 businesses and how she developed into كذا, فاهمة قصدي؟ If you're comfortable with that, بس كده. Yeah. So بس circling back بقى, فاحنا بنتكلم in 2010 تقريبا in between كان في لقطة
رحت ساعتها what happened ان انا دخلت وجيت بقى طبعا عند باب المحكمة, انت مفيش حاجة هتدخلك, لا يعني مفيش بقى ولا سمايلينج ولا مش يعني security مرعب. فوات happened ان انا فضلت واقفة بره ومش فاهمة انا اصلا هم عايزين يعمل ايه, وهو am I supposed to interview, يعني هانترفيو مين, يعني الراجل ولا مين, خلاص. فوات happened is that I remember عرفت ان اسم المحامي sounded very familiar. Okay. I'm sure and I heard اسم المحامي ده قبل كده. Texted my dad. Hi, Poppy. Does this name ring a bell? You know, he's like, he was our neighbor.
Wow.
He's like, he was our neighbor. We grew up in the same building, يعني. He's like, ليه? تسألي ليه؟ حدش كان عارف إن أنا.
Of course, this is like 12 hours after your first interview.
يعني عملية انتحارية جدا يعني. ما فيش, اصل انا في المحكمه فقال لي انت ايه اللي وداكي ايه اللي وداكي هناك, انت ازاي, المهم يعني فين جوزك. بس قلت له بس اسمع, بس اصل انا هنا ومعيش اي حاجه تثبت ان انا اصلا صحفيه. ليه ما انت مش صحفيه؟ فتعرف بس اوصل للمكتب بتاعه ازاي يعني, عشان عايزه اجيب اكسكلوسيف انترفيو. فالمهم قال لي اشوف لو عرفت اجيب لك النمره, يعني عارف يجيب لي نمرة ابنه. وابنه كان محامي في المكتب. I talked to the manager of their office. فقلت لها أنا تبع نايل تي في وحابة أعمل سبق صحفي مع الأستاذ كذا كذا.
صدق بجد ده 12-15 hours after the first interview.
أعمل سبق صحفي وكنت حابة أعرف, بس أنا هنا في المحكمة وعايزة بس بصي 3 دقايق يعني. أنا بقى هثبت أصلا أنا كل بعمل ده ليه, عشان الجملة اللي اتقالت لي بتاعت أنت معتمدة على شعرك.
You think I'm a blonde airhead? طب تعالي بقى.
خلاص. فالمهم قمت قالت لي الساعة مش فاكرة كانت ساعتها إيه, أقفي اطلعي ورا باب المحكمة مش عارفة منين, أقفي استني هناك. اوكي طبعا طلعت قايله كده بتاع 20 حد تاني.
اوكي
خلاص. وانا بقى معيش الكاميرا مان, عايزه اوصل لهم ان انا معيش كاميرا مان بس معايا اكسكلوسيف. فاي called someone from the channel و I wanted to get his number مش عارف ايه وبتاع, عشان اقول له تعالى معايا عشان I got an exclusive interview with المحامي. فالمهم كلمت my mom قلت لها مامي I'm going to be on TV watch the night TV لحد النهارده عيد بجد can tell you the story in the funniest way. خلاص مامي I'm going to be live الساعه مش عارفه 4 افتحوا القناه عشان انا طالعه عامله مش وهاب نو دي هساله ايه يعني ما اعرفش حاجه عن القضيه خالص. I went to the back ولقيت فيه 20 حد تاني ومش ايه. هو طلع فجاه اول ما طلع فجأة هجوم من الميكروفونات فلقيت نفسي ماسكة المايك عاملة نايل تي في كانت باينة اوكي وقريبة قوي عاملة كده خلاص. فماي فاميلي says فيروز هاز لما روحت البيت يعني سوبر ستار هاندز وصلت لحد النهارده بيقولوا عليها سوبر ستار هاندز ان انا ماسكه المايك كده. والاسئله طبعا كانت جايه من كل الناس وانا ساكته بس I got to be there for Nile TV وخلاص و I left. لقيت the person who اصلا told me about the job بتكلمني بالليل قالت لي we're so impressed وجبت لهم phone call with him بالليل في النشرة الإخبارية بتاعت الساعة 6 بالليل.
يا نهار أبيض because of the contact that you had incredible.
Okay. فلقيتها بتكلمني بالليل قالت لي I am so impressed يعني I knew ان انتي you're the right person بس صراحة
بس مش الدرجة دي
ما تخيلتش كده. قلت لها بصي كنت متضايقة قوي بقى أنا خلصت I'm the kind of person I will do what needs to be done will feel later. هقعد بقى أعيط بالليل قلت لها I've never ever been in this situation. She had no respect for me إن حتى تقولي إن I need كارنيه. I wasn't supposed to be thrown كده يعني fine لو عايزة تبعتني بس كان المفروض يتقال لي خدي الكارنيه ده خدي الاوثرايزيشن دي. I feel like I was really treated in a way إن أنا واحدة يعني اللي هو روحي. No one cared to tell me how to do it. This is not right. But I got it done because this is what I do. When I'm asked to show up, I show up. I did it, but I'm not coming back.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't gonna go back.
Power move.
لقيتها بتقولي لا تعالي بس بكرة وهي عايزة تقابلك تاني. قلت لها I'm not coming back. فهي she called me اللي هي ساعتها the person يعني. فقالت لي تعالي انت شاطرة جدا. You should be very proud of yourself. الشطارة دي. وقلت لها thank you so much for the opportunity. I realized that this is not for me. Well, thank you. I never went back.
Wow.
Never.
Power move.
Never.
Power move. I'm very very proud of you. والله بجد. Genuinely. Okay.
Thank you. كل القصة دي بحبها قوي because you learn about yourself في المواقف اللي انت بتتحط فيها. مش بتتعلم من نفسك من كتاب بتقراه. ممكن تتعلم tools ممكن تتعلم معلومة جديدة بس هل المعلومة دي أنا هعرف أطبقها على حياتي؟ هل المعلومة دي هتفيدني يوم لما أتحط في موقف وأتعامل بطريقة معينة؟ فساعتها لا اتعلمت عن نفسي إن أنا I do love a challenge و to the point إن I can get in trouble. يعني إن أنا ما ينفعش برضو مش أي challenge تجيلي أقوم رايحة برضو بس you don't filter قوي وانت صغير يعني you learn as you get older and لا مش لازم كل.
So what I also find very interesting about you is in most of the challenges it's not only about the challenge itself because you could have went and you كنت ممكن تقفي قدام المحكمة and just do the press that every single other person is doing. You putting in that مع ان دي حاجة انت مش عايزاها وحاجة انت خلاص you wanted to prove to yourself more than anyone بس you going the extra mile of calling up مثلا a contact that you have طب that have you heard of كذا طب وصلني بيه طيب هروح الناحية التانية طب هستنى وبعد كده تجري وعلى فكرة that's what I love about in you have no idea like what it was at the time. I feel like that circling back to not knowing is indeed an edge.
It is an edge.
It is indeed
لو
an
أنا
edge.
كنت فاهمة ما كنتش رحت. لو أنا كنت عارفة أنا محتاجة كارنيه نقابة عشان أدخل هروح إيه
I feel like لو كنت عارفة كمان how intense it was going to be I don't think إنك تروحي.
ما كنتش هروح because it's not even a job that I want.
Yes.
فهروح ليه يعني usually بتحط نفسك في المواقف دي الحاجة أنت عايزها أو حاجة to prove something to level up في حاجة أنا مش عايزة أصلاً فكنتش هروح. not knowing can be an edge if you want it to be an edge.
That's so interesting.
بس لازم بقى تبقى so برضو يعني في شطارة كده إن ما ينفعش أفضل طول الوقت not knowing.
دي مصيبة.
يعني not knowing can get you so far to a certain point.
Then you have
لا you have the responsibility to know عشان تعرف تكمل.
It's
يعني بتوصلك لحتة معينة to start.
Okay, so the Facebook group and then this
and
very
then this
brief,
weird one day 12-hour thing,
12 hour
and then mama's tiramisu.
yes.
And then بقى pregnancy بقول لك بقى once I got pregnant وخلفت وابتديت اقرا على جوجل بقى، يعني احنا وقفنا عند القصه بتاعت how to lose weight fast. لقيت نفسي الموضوع بدأ معايا ان انا بقرا articles.
اوكي.
وكنت اول مره اقرا بجد حاجه اللي هو I'm interested
and
فيها.
you're absorbing knowledge فيها.
To the point in I went to Duane. كنت أول مرة step foot into Duane, the bookstore, to buy a book, to buy a nutrition book. This is the first book I've ever bought in my entire life. It was called The Family Nutrition.
Interesting. Okay.
By Dr. Sears, I think. He's a very well-known, famous قوي في حتة ال family nutrition وكده. وهو فعلا هو ساعتها like I'm like we're family. I have a son. يعني made sense يعني. وكان ملخص كده النيوتريشن عامة العيلة كلها.
Okay.
I still have it until today. The cover is a family ولونه purple كده.
That's very cute. Okay.
I bought it and I started reading it. knowing me بقى بديك deeper دايما. I'm like there's something there. I'm very interested. I'm passionate about it. One book led to another. More reading. More بقى مسحولة بقى reading about nutrition وكده. واخد حاجة واطبقها على حياتي ومش عارف ايه. فجأة كده I'm like I'm gonna go back to school. أنا هرجع الجامعة تاني.
Really? I did not know that.
Not many people know this.
Oh.
Which is what this is my profession. I'm a nutritionist. I didn't become a nutritionist من Google.
Okay. So you went back to school.
This was 2000 بعد الثورة 2012. Actually لا هو بعد الثورة على طول على آخر 2011. آخر 2011. I remember ساعتها I spoke to my ex-husband and I said I'm gonna do this and he really supported me. My dad really supported me. I started to search for ايه الجامعة اللي انا ممكن اروحها. انا مش عايزة اروح الجامعة كان اياميها لسه ما فيش برضو الاونلاين learning ده ما كانش common قوي. وكنت صراحة I wanted to do it in the US. كنتش عايزة أعملها في مصر.
عشان this was still like حتى untapped خالص في مصر.
Yes.
خالص.
تماما. فابتديت أسيرش لحد ما وصلت إن في جامعة في أمريكا اسمها the University of Alabama.
Okay.
فيها bachelor's degree اسمها Food Science and Nutrition.
Wow.
And it's a distance learning that you can do it online.
Perfect.
My dad supported and من كتر ما هو supported he paid for it.
Wow.
He really
Okay.
يعني ما جاش قال لي
really supported.
لا ما جاش قال لي مثلا انت دخلت الجامعة خلصنا. No, he really supported
I was
it.
like yes أنا معاكي.
قال لي أنا معاكي و I will pay for it. And he paid for it. This was خلاص this is the moment I knew this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life.
Okay. بس when
How بقى ما أعرف.
كنت لسه أقول لك like how when did that switch happen? Like were you so interested?
My passion عمري ما كنت passionate
Okay.
في حياتي على حاجة زي nutrition. It's something that I felt it's a calling. This is what I'm meant to do for the rest of my life. بس برضو I knew إن I'm not gonna be a nutritionist because I'm an entrepreneur.
Okay.
I knew إن اللي أنا بستدي ده it's to serve this calling and it's to serve this passion of mine that I found and it's مش ههدأ غير لما أعمله بالطريقة الصح.
Okay.
فلما ابتديت study it ابتديت أفهم إن you can do so many things under the nutrition umbrella. The most common one اللي الناس بتعملها is to become a nutritionist, one-on-one clients,
yes,
to have your
exactly.
own clinic. ده professional معروف بيه ساعتها ده اللي هو
And you
معروف.
coach people.
coach people one-on-one clients دكتور الدايت يعني. that wasn't my interest. I always knew بص أنا I always knew I want to help people. whether بقى أنا ألبسهم لبس حلو فساتين حلوة أكلهم حاجة حلوة. I always wanted to make people happy.
لهم الأخبار. أيوة.
I always wanted to do something for people, to make them happy, to help them in a way. وحسيت إن هو مش حاجة أنا عملتها دي بقى ما كانتش شطارة مني. It really was my calling. إن أنا study nutrition. I knew بقى عشان كده بقول لك I knew that this is the profession I'm going to do, the industry مش a profession. But I had no idea what's the job because I knew and I don't want to do one-on-one. I'm not a one-on-one person خالص when it comes to my job.
Okay.
خالص. I like working with people. For someone who's an introvert, it's the opposite of who I am because I love working with people.
Interesting.
I love it and I love working with a lot of people.
That is very and I wanted to comment about that في الأول اللي هو you saying إن you're an introvert بس then I noticed إن أنتي you specified it لا أنا ولو أنا حوالين 2-3 بحبهم قوي
ده حياتي الشخصية
بالظبط بس in your like professional career I feel like you are so much يعني
the opposite
literally
the opposite
literally
yes I knew it من قبليها إن ما شفتش نفسي الصراحة having my own clinic or doing one-on-one because زي ما بقول لك entrepreneur mindset فدايما بفكر how do I scale how do I go big
صح.
and being a nutritionist I can't scale that because that's dependent on my time and on me
yes
وما كنتش عايزة أعمل حاجة that's dependent on me because I value my freedom يعني freedom for me is one of my biggest values في حياتي if I don't have freedom of time of space of energy of مش بس freedom الحرية اللي احنا بنسمعها I always knew ان انا مش عايزة اربط نفسي بحاجة that's dependent on me 1000% ولو انا مش موجودة the business is not there
وكمان it's extremely time draining and time consuming
yes وساعتها ما كانش في option الاونلاين خالص انك تسل بقى ما كانش بقى الاونلاين programs الحاجات دي I'm like أنا هدرس and this is when you know that you actually are passionate about something it's when you do it not knowing ده هيوديني فين I'm just here now doing the one thing that I want to do I'm going to learn ما كنتش بفكر بقى الصراحة هعمل بيزنس ايه خالص أنا this is my calling مش عمالة بقول كده because I can't describe it in any other way Mama's tiramisu wasn't my calling the dresses weren't my calling they were business ideas they were me exploring the business world as an entrepreneur nutrition didn't start with a business it started with me being passionate about nutrition
you loving it for it and then
I fell in love with nutrition. I fell in love with learning about it. It was fulfilling me بطريقة nothing else has fulfilled me like that.
Does it still?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Okay. Yes. Wellness. يعني it turned more into the bigger umbrella of nutrition, which is wellness, which is بقى the pillars كلها of إن لقيت مع الوقت لما اتعلمت you are not well just by eating a bowl of salad. It's what you're thinking, it's what you're eating, it's who you're surrounded with, it's your life, it's all connected.
I feel like you have such a lifestyle approach.
Yes.
صح؟
طبعا.
اللي هو it's like how do I it's not only how do I be healthy when it comes to like my physical body and my diet, but it's more of a lifestyle. Like how can I be around healthy people? How can I mentally be healthy? How can
my home? How is the interior design of my home?
Yes.
للدرجة دي. Yes. طبعا. أنا حاطة إيه في بيتي وحاطة what's in my home. اللايف ستايل بتاعي في بيتي عامل ازاي
انا are you very big on energy
طبعا
yes okay
I can sense people's energy I used to ما كانش عندي boundaries حتى في حتة الانرجي ممكن اقعد مع حد they drain my energy واروح بقعد في الاسبوع بقى مش عارفه اعمل ايه فبقى في boundaries في حته ان انا your energy my energy you're there I'm here
honestly good for you صح قوي
طبعا because it can backfire جامد لو انت دايما reading people's energy
it's very very draining
yes
بس so you realized in nutrition was your calling and you started to study it
I started studying online everyone supported me صراحة family ex-husband كل حاجة everyone was so proud اللي هو bravo it's actually people when بجد when they see someone doing something that makes them happy it feeds them برضو positive things it's happiness
أنا أعمل حاجة
good for you good for you
yes
وفعلا this support financial support ما كنتش عارفه اعمل كده لوحدي والايموشنال وتوكي لو عندك مذاكره اقعدي في البيت مش لازم تيجي حاجات كده يعني because I had a son
well, it's amazing
كان عندي ولد
yes بالظبط
I'm not studying في الجامعه لوحدي معايا طفل يعني و it was I loved it completely changed my life بقيت خلاص inside out أنا تحولت إلى فيروز اللي هي اللي أنت شايفها النهاردة أنا قبليها كنت واحدة ثانية خالص في كل حاجة
What do you think is one of the main like fundamentals that changed throughout your journey of learning
my mindset
in terms of what
my mindset كانت يعني كل اللي أنا بحكيهولك ده this had to do with شغلي my personal life mindset was very different يعني كأن مثلا أنا أي حاجة ليها علاقة بشغلي بتحول into the right mindset to serve my business بس my personal mindset with my friends with my ex-husband ساعتها with my life لا ما كانتش المايندسيت دي خالص مش كده بقول لك شغلي حاجه
and your personal life حاجه تانية.
انا introvert هنا وهنا يلا ونعمل ايه وهنا برضو حاجه very very اللي هو push والchallenges وكده. لا انا in my personal life ما كنتش positive mindset خالص at all. It completely بقى changed my core and my best friend النهارده انا say names because بجد they deserve acknowledgement. دينا حلمي. دينا بتقولي انا في حياتي ما شفت حد اتغير زي ما انتي اتغيرتي. You're the biggest reason I believe that people can change.
Honestly, I don't think that's change. I think that's growth.
Yeah, you can say that.
يعني change has this, I don't know why, but the change has, it's either a neutral or a negative connotation. This is incredible growth. This is someone who literally started off doing very well, but maybe personally struggling شوية, and then decided to be doing extremely well personally and still managing to برضو ما شاء الله do extremely well on a professional level.
Yes, يعني my
growth mode بقى يعني.
بس the way that my business was going, يعني أنا أول مرة أقعد by the way أتكلم على حياتي بالتايملاين بتاع شغلي مش البيرسونال. ف now I'm hearing it I'm like wow this is going like this and the other side is going like this.
not going well.
ده بودكاست تاني خالص. بس no ف nutrition when you are living a life that's بجد true to who you are you excel في كل حاجة مش بس في الحتة بتاعت الشغل. I was true to myself في شغلي دايما عشان كده I let go of a profitable business when I didn't have to because I was true to myself but I wasn't true to myself in my personal life. ما كنتش living all my values. ما كنتش فاهمة يعني ايه أصلا to have values إن ده الطريقة اللي احنا we can be true to ourselves. ف going after this passion made me level up في my standard في حياتي كلها. كل حاجة.
Okay.
Everything in my life I leveled up فيها. الستاندرد عالي قوي 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 في my entire life.
Was there a certain like part of your studying or was there a certain experience that you've had while studying that was the catalyst اللي هو حسيتي وانتي بتقري او انتي بتذاكري او في حاجة مثلا انتي عرفتيها بس ما طبقتيهاش قبل كده and when that happened you were like
everything.
للدرجة دي
أنا داخلة أنت لازم برضو بقى عايزة أوريك أنا داخلة ما أعرفش حاجة about wellness about nutrition. آخري بقول لك إن nutrition يعني دكتور دايت.
Okay.
Everything I read was like oh my god
yes,
أنا فعيلتي مسميني فيروز اللي مقفورة يعني إن أنا دايما exaggerate. فكنت فعلا انتوا مش فاهمين النهارده اتعلمت ايه وكنت بحط بقى فيسبوك statuses on my personal profile. Did you know that artificial sweeteners فاصحابي ابتدوا هو فيروز just yet another. فجأة راحت من فساتين لنيوتريشن. ابتديت احط بقى ما كانش بقى ساعتها في الانستغرام content creation ده at all. كل حد كان عنده an Instagram account كان personal.
yes.
وكنا كلنا on Facebook اكتر يعني ده بقى 2013 اوكي. ده الوقت ده مفيش حاجه اسمها influencers مفيش حاجه اسمها content creation.
انستغرام البني
we're all on Facebook. yes البني ما فيهوش فيديوز pictures
مفيش بقى ستوريز بقى
مفيش اللايكس اصلا ما كانت بتبين الاسامي كلها. اللي هو 11 لايكس وبعد حاجه مش فاكره كانت ايه بالظبط. it was I was
ايام
there.
الهاشتاجز
ايام الهاشتاجز
هاشتاج فود هاشتاج لاف
هاشتاج كل حاجه حياتي كلها
هاشتاج نيوتريشن. انا I remember that.
healthy lifestyle.
ايوه بالظبط.
ف what happened بقى ساعتها ان انا كل حاجه بقى from here get not me going after it. It was coming.
It was attracted to
I was open. I was open to receiving. I was doing something for the intention that is supposed to be the right intention when you have a passion. It's كل حاجة that happened بجد يعني now that I'm looking at it no I didn't plan بقى. There was no planning of بقولك أنا داخلة هدرس ومش عارفة أشتغل إيه يعني بس I knew what I didn't want which is a good step إنك تبقى عارف أنت مش عايز إيه. that's a good step. ف I knew إن أنا ما كنتش هبقى nutritionist وما كنتش هبقى one on one. I studied. I started to literally write Facebook statuses من كتر ما أنا such a geek ونرد قوي. I want everyone to know يعني بقى اتعلم حاجه يا جماعه did you know that ايه. ف some people would comment وكده بس I think الناس زهقت مني شويه annoying قوي برضه. ف I remember Instagram ساعتها I created a personal profile وابتديت بقى احط صور جرين تي، كنت بحط صور جرين، كنت بشرب جرين تي كتير خلاص. فساعتها كان براند معينه يعني كنت بحط اللوجو بتاعها وكانوا عندهم saying يعني.
Okay.
ف I remember I created a public account which was مش عارفه قصته ايه اللي شجعني، بس I think في الوقت ده كنت عامله follow لبره ل content creators بره. They were really ahead of us obviously.
Yes.
I saw this is so cool يعني this is really
and you
nice.
saw the wave.
I
Like
saw
it
the
was
wave.
building,
yes
building,
yes
building.
yes. صراحة this is something that I've always had برضو، دايما شايفة ahead في كل حاجة الترندز I'm interested I'm always up to date with what's happening which will happen here.
Yes.
I remember I was following ساعتها fitness trainers و nutritionists و pages وشاف ايه I'm gonna do this. كانش في بقى بجد again حد دي بقى أكتر حاجة خدت تريقة. يعني البيزنس ما خدش التريقة قوي بتاع limited edition dresses، بس بجد this is the one thing that I struggled فيها قوي و it's been a journey بقى of going back and forth وأصدق كلام الناس وأستخبى شوية من being out there وكده.
Just look at you now. ما شاء الله.
الحمد لله. Everyone now is a content creator, right?
Yeah, but everyone could be a content creator, but I feel like content creator and content creator يفرق. Like content creator that is providing value like you is very very different من ان انا طالع على تيك توك لابس فستان واللي هو بقول سكت. I'm not
there's nothing بالعكس entertainment
nothing
is
wrong
amazing.
With that.
Yes.
Like لو انت if this
is what you want. Yes.
حبيبي enjoy. بس it's very easy nowadays ان انت تبقى أرجوز. هي دي اللقطة كلها بالنسبة لي. It's very easy nowadays ان انت تعمل حاجة سهلة. انت هارش ان الأغنية دي هترند، او انت هارش ان انت لو لبست باروكة انت هتبقى حلوة يعني you're going to. على فكرة when it comes to women كمان, if you know that if you do certain things you are gonna pop up more, but deciding to do something that you do believe in and doing it because you want to provide value, that to me is actual influence. I hate the word influencer.
Yes.
But if it is going to be used, it would be used on someone like you. Someone who genuinely.
I have a mentor and he said something to me once. خلاص it's stuck here. He said we all have phones في ايدينا, we all have internet, we all have videos with just like this انت بتصور حاجة. What we don't all have is being sober. You have to be sober. You have to.
In what sense?
You have to be sober in what you're putting out there to the world. Why are you putting this? What's your intention behind it? زي ما كنا بنتكلم من شوية, do I want likes and views? If that's my intention, then I'm not being sober. If my intention is to get attention, are you being sober with what you're posting? This is something لو كل حد فكر فيها قبل ما يكليك يدوس كده على tap post. Why am I posting this?
صح أوي.
Why?
صح أوي.
Ask yourself. فبلاقي نفسي من ساعة ما قال لي, بقول لك أنا بقالي كتير قوي داخلة على 11 سنة على السوشيال ميديا, هبلت كتير في حاجات حطيتها for the wrong reasons. It's a journey and a journey that my platform is really dependent on my reality. أنا I don't, في فرق ما بين في حتة عندي content creation which is the nutrition, الحاجات اللي ليها علاقة بال working with brands, creating recipes, creating nutrition awareness عامة, وفي الحتة بقى my long captions و my personal journey وكده. It grew with me و it fell with me وكده. فلما قال لي كده no, now I'm like ممكن عايزة أحط صورة, بس الصورة عجباني قوي. Why are you posting this? Because I look good. طب ماشي. فبقيت عندي personal profile بقى, ده بقى
فينستا بقى اللي هو
ده بقى بص بقى أي حاجة بطلع فيه كابتن. بس
وده اللي هو friends and family very close.
Yes, it's like 50-60 حد يعني. فبس the public one, it's a responsibility. People really look up to you they have high expectations منك because انت you put yourself there. You put yourself in انت بتديهم حاجات that adds value لحياتهم. they're not لما بتهبل شوية they can see it. They can see through it. And I love my followers because it's a community. They're loyal people. يعني I know many people they complain in social media فيها bullying. I can tell you that over the past 12 years I've been bullied 3 times.
Yeah. Wow.
I have the best community on social media because I never يعني compared the number of followers I have now compared لحد في ناس بادية من سنتين وعندهم millions. أنا for my niche, for what I'm doing, I've always really wanted to reach the people who want this help. فما كانش فارق معايا the number of followers. طبعا ساعات كتير قوي كنت بتضايق اللي هو I'm stuck مش عارفة رقم ايه, طبيعي which كلنا, بس I've always looked at the bigger vision. أنا عندي a certain amount of followers دول, مش كده بقول لك I have the best community because they're here for the right reasons. ساعات فيديو بيضرب كده ف it attracts people who have no idea who I am and what I'm doing, وبيطلعوا بيمشوا على طول because there's nothing for you if you're not interested in what I'm doing. When I started the profile, the public profile
2014 2014
ابتديت احط بس what I'm eating, what I'm drinking, خلاص بقى يعني يلا بقى. I remember very well my a really good friend, يعني my ex-husband's best friend ساعتها, he was working in digital media.
Okay.
I had no idea what that was, يعني كان بيقول لي كده مش فاهمة يعني ايه. Tell me what does that mean?
Are you just making things up ولا ايه؟
What does that يعني ايه بتشتغل في الديجيتال ميديا يعني فاهم؟ بس I saw إن كان already خلاص it's something that's happening worldwide and people, influencers work with brands to create content.
Exactly, collaborations.
فلقيته he reached out to me. ساعتها I launched my public profile كان اسمه by Fayrouz.
Okay.
وعملت ويب سايت اسمه byfayrouz.com.
Wow.
Because I didn't want to be on social media posting pictures. I wanted to create articles for people to read and learn. فده Instagram was supposed to lead people to the website to show you the visual, the simpler thing, وانت لو interested هتدخل على الويب سايت.
I'm sad that you did that so early on. Like يعني this is, I feel like you put out the blueprint to how to do it very very early on, والناس دلوقتي كلها بيعملوا كده.
هو ده الطبيعي, التطور الطبيعي.
Everyone and their grandmother is doing that.
Yes. I wanted to have a blog. دي ساعتها كانت اسمها blog. I didn't want to post
just
pictures.
be social media.
I wanted to have a blog to write عليها, وساعتها ما كنتش عارفة ان انا I'm a writer خالص, يعني ما كنتش حد بيكتب خالص. و the first article I posted was confessions of a foodaholic, حاجة كده. حطيت before and after picture of how I looked like when I was 30 kilos overweight and me after losing weight. I lost the weight, by the way, when I started studying nutrition. Completely lost, healthier, better sleep, better mood. كنت حد very moody. لا, فهمت ان الأكل ده أقل حاجة ممكن يعمله لك ان هو يخسسك. الأكل ده is a lifestyle that can help you for every aspect of your life. Your mental well-being, your sleep. If you're not sleeping well, you're not gonna function properly. You're not, ده بيأثر على الهرمونز بتاعتك بتاعت الشبع والجوع, فبتلاقي نفسك أكلك بيبوظ فبتخن. You're not الناس فاكرة ان احنا مثلا لما ان انا I'm in a bad mood ده ليه علاقة here. No, it starts in your gut.
Interesting.
Serotonin is in your gut. It starts in your gut. If your gut health, this is why they call your gut the second brain. If your gut health is not many people للأسف, because طول عمرنا متعودين, وانا كنت واحدة من الناس دي, ان كل معلوماتي عن nutrition is خسسان وتخن, بس wow, this is اقل حاجة في nutrition يعني.
It's so incredible.
بس ده قصة تانية خالص. I posted this article and I shared it on my profile. All my friends were so proud of me and my family. Everyone shared it. It was a really good article. يعني بجد كانت خطيرة. I remember ساعتها my ex-husband's best friend reached out to me and he said someone من a brand, a certain brand, they want to meet with you because they're looking for a brand ambassador.
Wow.
All I knew about a brand ambassador at that time was Shakira being the brand ambassador for Pepsi. فأنا اللي هو مفيش حاجة اسمها brand ambassador حد مش معروف. J-Lo was مش عارفة ايه, Shakira. This is brand ambassador. This is all I know. طبعا اتخضيت وأم like ايه ده؟
يا نهار أبيض.
لا أنا بس بحط صور. I'm just posting pictures. He's like تعالي بس الميتنج. هو كان بيعمل لهم media buying حاجة كده, مش فاكرة what he was doing ساعتها. قال لي they just want to meet you و they're looking for حد younger, fresh face وجديد with a new mindset و they saw your article و they want to meet you. Just come for a meeting, you're not going to lose anything. I went to the meeting. طبعا رحت بقى dressed up ان انا brand ambassador. دايما يعني. فرحت dressed up بقى بسوت وهم كلهم عادي it's an agency اصلا يعني بس I went to the meeting I was so scared I had no idea what that meant فجأة حسيت ان انا هتحط في spotlight. By the way, I hate being in the spotlight. And this is,
really?
I hate it completely. I avoid it in my personal life as much as possible. وفجأة حسيت ان انا هتحط في spotlight انا مش جاهزة له. I'm not experienced. Yes, انا لسه متخرجة بس مش لا أنا ما عنديش رد لكل سؤال. انا مش فاهمة كل حاجة في nutrition. فجأة ما عنديش ثقة في نفسي خالص. I went to the meeting and they explained to me ومش عارف ايه it entails ان انتي هتبقي the face of this brand in the Middle East and the nutritionist of this company in Egypt.
Okay.
واو دي خوفتني.
طبعا.
I wanted to run away يعني I wasn't ready خالص.
But this is real.
It's the biggest milestone that happened to me up until this moment. This was احنا بقى بنتكلم بجد بقى. احنا بقى مش ماما تيراميسو.
لا this was it.
This was it and this was going to be life changing. طبعا I tried to my fear almost. يعني أنا طالعة من الميتينج knowing I'm not gonna do it.
Really?
Yes, أنا طالعة أعيط. يعني it's not for me.
بس didn't you get the إحساس بتاع إن أنا I'm finally given the opportunity to do something that I love and get recognition for it? لا,
no,
it wasn't like that.
ماشي بقولك أول مرة كنت experience life through passion not through a business mindset.
Okay.
ففجأة لما انت تبقى passionate قوي على حاجة انت الفيرز عندك بتكتر اكتر بكتير because you have so much more to care about.
Yes.
Fear means it's a good sign ان الحاجة انت خايف عليها قوي وبتحبها قوي ومن كتر انت بتحبها قوي خايف في خوف. فكنت فجأة اول مرة اشوف ان انا عندي خوف كتير.
You're emotionally attached to it.
Emotionally attached to it. My name is bad attached to it. My person, my lifestyle, كل حاجة. I remember ساعتها he spoke to me. Actually, he said, listen, you don't need to be a walking encyclopedia. You don't need to know the answer لكل حاجة على فكرة. Yes, you're just starting out في nutrition وكده ولو حد سألك حاجة عادي to say, not sure about that, but that's a really interesting question that I need to read more about. There's nothing wrong with being vulnerable with people. And you don't have to be the expert في كل حاجة يعني. Yes. و at the end of the day think about it يعني. ف I remember I talked to my dad. طبعا انت متخيل قال لي ايه؟ طبعا
definitely go for it.
go for
yes.
it. فطبعا everyone
start a business
دلوقتي. فطبعا the entire family بقى هم كأن أول ما قلت لهم كأني وافقت. to them اللي هو السبورت عندنا في العيله عالي قوي 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 بزياده لدرجه ان انت ممكن تعمل حاجه فعلا ما ينفعش تعملها بس هم بيشجعوك. ف everyone was like what you're thinking about it ازاي ومش عارف ايه دي opportunity زي ما انت بتقول وقدها وقدود ومش عارف ايه يا اوزه وكده.
very cute.
فطبعا I went for it. The biggest milestone that لحد النهارده I look back and I know that this is why I'm here. If I didn't take this كنت هوصل هنا بس probably كمان 5-6 سنين. كمان 10 سنين. ليه؟ انت right away انت حد مش معروف في الاندستري خالص. انت حد لسه بادي. صغيرة. I was very young at that time. I was still in my 20s. فجأة this powerful brand, worldwide brand is calling you the face of their brand, Middle East, and you're hired as the nutritionist contract on the spot for their company in Egypt. This is credibility. Credibility takes time. انت لو حد محتاج credibility في حياتك anyone can prove ان هم they're worthy of this credibility and people's trust by time. It takes time.
Yes.
It bought me time.
Okay.
Because فجأة it
so
gives you credibility
yes.
and a brand
instantly.
is in business with you to شيل اسمهم انت the face of their brand.
And they reached out.
That's
incredible.
Yes.
That's unheard of.
And that is احنا
لا
3 ساعات. Oh my god.
لا مش so
240
140 actually.
اوكي.
لا an hour 40.
افتكرت ان احنا 3 ساعات الا تلت.
والله انا مش صادق ان 40 دقيقة.
ولا انا
مستحيل يعني عدى ساعة وبعد كده فاكر انا قلت لك ان عدى ساعة وبعد كده دلوقتي لما ببص انا قلت اصلا هيبقى عدى تلتايه مثلا.
ايوه.
it's like 40 minutes.
انا على فكرة انا خدت واخدة بالي اول مرة I talk about بس this.
I hope you're
this is
comfortable
new.
with that.
I love it. I'm like from now on these are going to be the interviews I do and it's not an interview but
I get that but I would be very proud if
it's my first and I'm loving it. I'm loving it actually. There's so much that I feel
there's so much to
people
you.
don't know. No one has.
There are so many dimensions
yes.
to you. That's what I يعني would love حتى عشان كده لما كنا بنتكلم حتى over like the phone or over text. It was very important for me to get to know, if you're comfortable of course, to get to know the journey, because a lot of people are very interested in the end product.
طبعا.
أنا عايز أشوف أنتي ناجحة اديني زي بالظبط اللي هو إيه how to lose weight fast. But when you took 4 years or 3 years or 2 years to learn and to get all that knowledge, you elevated instantly. فأنا كانت بالنسبة لي اللي هو لا كده I would love to know your takeaways.
طبعا yes. بس ده في الاخر التيك اواي ده ما كنتش هاخده لو ما كنتش I went through
knowing you بقى من الاول اللي هو لا at 11 you were negotiating to get a coat that you wanted عشان تكبري فيه all the way until all this worldwide international brand multinational brand بيجي يقول هاي احنا عايزينك تبقي الفيس وانتي لسه بادئه حاجه that you're passionate about and you're just
and this by the way if anyone wants to take anything from this it's when you really go after your passion and your calling you will always be rewarded.
ربنا يفتح باب يا نهار ابيض.
yes يعني في مش عايزه اقول الحاجه غلط يعني بس هي ما فيش حد بيتعب غير لما بياخد اجره و going after your passion ده تعب على فكره because انت بتدرس وبتتعب في الدراسه كل فتره في حياتك وفيها تعب معين يعني في تعب شغل وفي تعب دراسه وفي برضو the risk of ان انت I don't know what I'm gonna do with this.
Yes.
My intention and there's nothing wrong with having a plan or having a business بس أنا بتكلم في حتة كده if you experience going after your passion
it's
the universe will always get back to you. ربنا دايما هيعوضك بحاجة على قد ما أنت تعبت فيها دايما وأنا بالنسبة لي صراحة بشوف إن this milestone أنا ما تعبتش عشان أجد milestone بس أنا تعبت عشان go after my passion.
Yes.
I believed in myself. I believed in this calling اللي ربنا برضو ادهولي يعني أنا this is not something بقولك طول عمري فكرت بقولك fashion وماما ستيرمسو وكده فدي مش بتاعتي. This was given to me. This is your message. I believed in this message I decided to go after this message ورحت ورا العلم يعني أنا بحب أعمل حاجة صح فرحت ورا الحاجة كده I followed this intuition يعني I followed it ما كنتش عارفة أهدى يعني وده this was God's gift to me use وفعلا دي دعوة أنا دايما بدعيها إن يا رب استخدمنا ولا تستبدلنا because we all have something كلنا we all have something special that we're here for مهما كان شكلنا شبه بعض بنعمل حاجات شبه بعض. يوسف هيقول جملة غير لما فيروز تقول جملة ممكن تبقى نفس الجملة بس حد هيرسيفت منك حاجة وهيرسيفت مني حاجة تانية خالص.
Yes.
this was my calling that I just trusted and I believed وربنا بجد بعتلي this milestone to tell me go. It gave me the push. يعني تخيل واحدة لسه متخرجة لسه مخلصة وبجد ما فيش فاهمة حاجة ويجي لك حاجة على قد التقل ده. That is something.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
لا genuinely.
Thank
like
you.
from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you.
I don't want you to feel like in I could go like
no عادي بس I need to just check my phone أشوف
لا عيش حياتك take your time.
لو في حد بس
take your time. بس برضه let me know if it's connected to the internet.
Oh it wasn't on أصلا.
ما تهرجيش.
شحن بس it wasn't.
طب that's good. لو حابة تجيبيه.
شوف بقى شحن.
take your time قوي. بس زي ما بقولك أنا to me it's I find it so incredible إن ما شاء الله you were able to grow so much. والله عظيم like.
I think you didn't know the stories طبعا of everything.
Oh I did not. I 100% did not know this.
No.
أيوة like I knew.
There was something بس.
أنا كده بالظبط. I كده I knew إن there were like multiple dimensions to it and I knew إن the story was لا في progression رهيب وفي growth رهيب بس مش هضحك عليكي لا ما كنتش عارف إن الموضوع للدرجة دي يعني حاسس إن أول مرة أحس إن أنا اللي هو okay, because كمان I get very invested in the story. I don't know, like, I get engulfed.
I can see, I can see from الحوار ان انت
انا مهتم انا بجد مهتم فشخ يعني يعني مهتم قوي قوي
yes.
and I get so invested حتى in the في اللي هو الحاجات اللي هو just I get invested in knowing how difficult was it for you to come from California to each حتى الحاجات دي لا that must have been tough بس being able to go through that لا that's amazing. So
I have half an hour.
You have half an hour.
عشان عندي meeting في زايد
yeah طبعا على فكرة we can do less if you want.
No, it's fine. 30 minutes I'm good.
يلا بينا طب خلاص 30 minutes او كده. Let me so it's 2:50. Yeah.
Yes.
It's 2:15.
It's 1:15.
It's 1:15, sorry.
صح?
Yeah, so it's 1:15 now.
1:15.
Do you want to do 1:35, 1:40?
Yes, 1:40 is perfect.
So I really want to get to know بقى after that how were you able to scale that up عشان I know دي هتبقى اول حاجه تيجي
we signed.
Okay.
It was huge. We signed and that contract entailed ان انا هكريت ليهم بقى content على social media تنزل عندهم وتنزل عندي
اول مره
وهبقى في on ground activations بتاعتهم بقى في المالز في I would give corporate talks to their different departments. It entailed بقى كل حاجة
كله بقى
to be part of they were أي حاجة هم sponsoring I'd be part of it. So they were a sponsor of a radio show. I used to go twice a week for an episode and talk about nutrition.
Wow.
أي حاجة that had to do with the brand I had to be the face of it.
Okay.
الإعلانات بتاعتهم على الراديو كان بصوتي.
بجد. Yes. Oh, okay. Oh, this is like a fully fledged partnership. Fully fledged.
Everything. Like they believed in me. ولحد النهاردة this marketing manager I love her. يعني اللي هو هي she's the reason why this happened يعني بعد ربنا طبعا. She believed in me. She was very very personally invested. وكانت شايفة ان الموضوع ده كان اول برضو مرة براند في مصر يعملوا كده فكانت شايفة ان الموضوع ده مش هيحصل صح غير معايا انا وفعلا she believed in me وكانت هي بتديني push كده يعني
I love how much you give credit to people.
لازم
والله عظيم because a lot of people in your like that would get to your position after years and years of hard work could just say alhamdulillah I worked hard alhamdulillah which is true.
No one gets anywhere without the help of people.
Yes.
You can't.
I love the fact that you give credit where credit is due. Will you specifically say?
Yes, I know who helped me فين.
Yes.
Yes, and I'm grateful for it because ربنا بيبعت لنا الناس. احنا كلنا في حياة بعض على فكرة to help each other out whether you know it or not. فيا بتصعب على حد حاجة يا بتسهل على حد حاجة. فده sooner you find out انت دورك في حياة الناس دي ايه the more you can add value لنفسك ولحياة الناس. it's important ان انت تبقى بتقدر الناس وفي ناس ممكن تدخل حياتك على فكرة شهر
yes.
يغيروها لك for the rest of your life
and then they're out خلاص.
we have to learn the lesson يعني yes.
I love that.
Yes.
So the brand took off. You took off with it.
I took off with the brand. I started by Fayrouz started to grow من ناحية النيوتريشن وابتدى بقى في الوقت ده الناس اللي هم في different professions في wellness يبقى عندهم profiles. فابتدى يبقى في يوجيز ابتدى يبقى في fitness trainers ابتدى wellness بقى زي ما بقول لك overall. I started to see that this is an opportunity for growth for everyone. وكنت شايفة ان محدش no one is telling the story of wellness. And I decided that I want to be a storyteller for wellness.
TDC
through TDC. Yes. The Daily Crisp launched في 2015. I was still working with that brand. I was still we worked together for 2 years until I لقيت ان انا الكونتراكت كان رايح في حتة شوية which was going to take more time from me as a nutritionist.
Okay.
I told you my bigger calling is entrepreneurship. We worked together for 2 years. Grateful for that brand, for everything I learned, for كل حاجة حصلت لي يعني فيها. And it was time to
scale up, move up.
Scale up into the business. The Daily Crisp, the reason why I was able to launch Daily Crisp with the way that I launched it is because of the credibility اللي بقول لك عليها.
That was
everyone in the industry في الوقت ده knew and I'm working with this brand. Anyone I reached out to
instantly.
Yes, we're going to be part of this.
Absolutely.
No one محدش قال يفكر وكلمك.
كله
لو انا ما كنتش شغاله with this brand ولسه باديه طب انت مين طب انت بتشتغلي ايه it would have taken time people trusted me instantly والحمد لله I never broke anyone's trust في أي حاجة الحمد لله يعني. ففجأة the Daily Crisp was the first wellness platform in Egypt. No one had an idea what I was doing.
That's the biggest.
Yeah, it was the biggest. الجروث بتاعها كان أنا بقى مشكلتي في الفترة دي كنت بقارن الجروث بتاعها ب other things which كل حاجة أنا عملتها بقولك it grew very fast على طول. dresses I'm very profitable. Mama's tiramisu distribution with branches the Daily Crisp was the most challenging business I started. Yeah, because again I had no idea what I was doing بس الجروث بتاعها أنت بتcreate الماركت ليها أصلا ما كانش ليها ماركت يعني F&B موجود fashion موجود بس this أنت بتبيعي إيه؟
literally
أنت بتبيعي إيه؟ فالكلاينت بتاعنا it was a B2B it wasn't a B2C so the content was for free. Our clients were the brands so we wanted it started out as a website an online magazine ساعتها the easiest way to explain it كانت an online magazine ما كانش social media خالص powerful في الوقت ده غير ان احنا نبوست صور بس about it we had contributors the contributors دول كانوا the whole point of the Daily Crisp كان ساعتها في health and fitness وحاجات كده magazines بس our edge was we had no writers we had experts who write the content. So the writers I had in my team, they weren't creating في الأول خالص, they weren't creating content. Unless you're a nutritionist, unless you're a psychologist, unless if you're going to create an article, it's not going to be Google searched. It's going to be through a person, a human. فريدة اللي عايشة في هنا فاحنا عارفين فريدة فريدة أبو الدهب. We worked with Yogi. We worked with كل الناس اللي ساعتها كانوا موجودين في الاندستري وكانوا on social media. We worked with them. They wrote for us. We discovered so many businesses. We were behind the scenes of every single business that started في الوقت ده that had to do with wellness. ما فيش a business that started that I didn't know about. I was in the kitchen with those people. It was amazing. It was بجد a time as challenging as it was, as much as اكتر business I grew in, and this is why it lasted for 5 years. It was my longest business. It was my اكتر business أنا اتعلمت فيه. It challenged me and it made me hate my life and بس I wouldn't have it any other way. ده بقى بجد ده بقى real business بقى. يعني we grew, we moved the offices, right before Corona we were peak بقى. خلاص بقى بعد 3 سنين profitable وفي system وفي framework لشغلنا وفي clients بس وقفت كده في حتة right before COVID إن لقيت إن scalability بتاعت what we're doing مش that's not it. So it needed to scale the business. I needed to have different revenue streams. I started to think of should we create an e-commerce? Because people trust us. خلاص it's been 4 years.
Credibility خلاص.
You have an audience, you have credibility, you have people on the website. What are you gonna do? فابتديت أفكر بقى ابتدي research. I had a team الصراحة يعني في الآخر that was incredible. They believed قوي in what we were doing. يعني لو أقدر أقول لك قصص على how they believed in us, it was amazing. Well, I think this is what made TDC في الآخر is the team, the people.
Yes.
ابتديت أفكر إن إحنا يا إما محتاجين نبتدي research for e-commerce, create our own products, wellness products. يا إما نبتدي نعمل subscription based website for content, courses, حاجات كده. بس this wasn't doing it for me. أول الحل الثالث ساعتها كان production house because لقينا in brands it's so much easier to sell ليهم campaigns ليهم كbrand than it is to sell ليهم content creation on my platform. They want both. فأي brand كنا بنروح له they're like طب بتعملي social media؟
فتقولي للأسف لا.
I don't want to do social media.
Yeah, you're focusing on the wellness and covering that.
Yes. I did social media with Ahmed Waid. This is the business that was in the middle of the Daily Crisp. This was called Thrive. ده أنا كملت فيه لوحدي بس as a consultancy now. بس we got in it إحنا الثلاثة for social media. I hated my life. And we hated كلنا كرهنا بعض. And I knew that social media is not for me. ساعتها كانت أسهل طريقة to sell because ساعتها the businesses, the brands started to realize they need to spend money على social
exactly.
media. It's not something that they
It's where
take
the
a picture
attention is.
of. وكانوا مستسهلين في الأول مش محتاجين في الأول
لازم-
خالص فلقوا إن الموضوع لا ده محتاج حد يبقى consistent ف it was the easiest sell بس I was never after الحاجة السهلة obviously فلقيت إن أنا في الوقت ده I was really financially struggling.
Okay.
The Daily Crisp was not doing it for me. Well, I was not gonna let it go because I saw إن إحنا this is the future بس you have to believe in it. بس برضو عندي فواتير لازم أدفعها ف I knew I'm doing Thrive social media for the financial gain.
Okay.
I knew ساعتها إن I'm not doing it to fulfill me because already TDC is fulfilling me. It's growing بس not profitable لسه.
So Thrive was like the dresses.
Thrive was like the dresses. I knew قبل ما أدخلها بقى this is why I'm doing it.
Okay, good.
And it served its purpose.
Okay.
It served its purpose for a good 6 months, 7 months. بس I didn't need it anymore. وده وعيد كانوا برضو اهتماماتهم مختلفة في الوقت ده. It was just something. بس أنا كملت في Thrive. يعني دلوقتي Thrive and no one knows this. It's a wellness consultancy. So we work with brands on their product development. We work with brands on their social media strategy. I don't do content creation. I don't do posting community. It's not my thing. It's not my passion خالص. But my passion is telling stories. So we tell the story of the brand. And they work بقى with really good social media agencies to execute the story دي. فthrive كملت for other reasons. و the Daily Crisp بقى زي ما بقول لك قبل COVID was the time of my life. And then hoppa, COVID hits.
COVID hit and so much changed.
Everything changed.
It was a pandemic.
Yeah,
Which is crazy to
we
say,
were
yeah.
too fragile. احنا كستارت اب لسه بنشم نفسنا.
احنا
لا.
as a race.
كلنا.
I was like احنا كلنا.
The Daily Crisp The Daily
Really?
Crisp was very fragile.
Okay.
We couldn't حاولنا بقى كان ساعتها كل حد بيعمل لايف كنت تدخل على الانستجرام ده خالتي ومامتي عاملين لايف مع بعض عادي. So حاولنا بكل الطرق. We were at a time where brands my main revenue stream is from brands spending money.
Yes.
No one was spending money. Even though people were staying at home بس ما كانش كان كل حد خايف محدش فاهم what's happening.
Everyone was trying to cut cost.
Yes, وكان أهم حاجة عندي in of course I had to let people go بس أهم حاجة عندي إن the ones that I didn't let go from my team are the ones who are dependent on their salary from me and they're independently living on their own يعني دول there was like few people they stayed with us in the business so I wanted to make sure that we can sustain them until they find something else.
Yes.
the I didn't want to إن إحنا sorry إحنا مش هنكمل. No, I figured out a way إن إحنا نعرف ن sustain it عشان ندفع salaries for the people who فكرة برضو هم كمان معانا في القصة يعني. فالحمد لله we managed to not let anyone go until they were in safe hands يعني. which was very important. الحمد لله.
Okay.
Yes.
How are you like I don't كده how is like كده it's يعني it's very personal فخلاص I don't want to get into that بس برضه في نفس الوقت do you feel like at that time where you was it like draining? Was it an emotionally taxing?
I cried all the time.
Yeah.
No, it was the Daily Crisp. بجد it grew with me personally. I started it when personally I was in a very, very... People think I created a wellness platform because I was living a well life. I created a wellness platform because I had no idea where to go to ask for help. I wanted to create something that I personally can go to. So I would interview the psychologist واسألها personal questions. I would interview the therapist. I would create الكونتنت. لو رجعت on the Daily Crisp من 2015 لحد 20 احنا كملنا لحد 2021 هتلاقي الكونتنت is very related to my personal life. From single motherhood to divorce to kids to raising to struggling financially. How do you budget? How do you... It came from people. It was
real.
It was real.
It was very real.
It was things that were not how to lose weight fast. It was how do you take care of your financial health? How do you take care of your mental well-being when you're going through the worst time of your life? And حاجات كتيرة يعني. فلا the Daily Crisp has زي ما بقول لك I just let it,
It was
go.
your baby.
It was my baby that grew with me that gave me life. I know الناس كتيرة قوي بتقول ما create boundaries for your business. The Daily Crisp gave me life. I just got a divorce where you called it, I grew into a different person. I call it, I changed, whatever it is. It gave me a life. It gave me a place to go to where no one is going to judge me for obsessing over what I'm doing. It was my obsession. It was my go-to. It made my heart move. It showed me that I can love people. I can meet new people. I can learn from people. لا, the Daily Crisp will forever be, أنا بكلمك my body is like goosebumps. It will forever be the most special business. It wasn't a business. It
was a passion project.
It مش عارفة ألاقي لها كلمة, بس I just let it go this year. As in the last person on the team, we let them, sorry, not 2023, last year. It was August. The last person on the team was social media because I just didn't want to see it. It's a brand. It took me, من ساعة الكورونا, it took me 2 years to say it served its purpose. What I was having a hard time seeing in that's it. Until I learned that the Daily Crisp, the purpose بتاعها was for me to get all the know-how and everything I need to teach me so I can actually do the bigger business. It wasn't the big business. It was the passion business. It was everything. It was life. But it wasn't the big business. And I saw that عشان أكمل for the Daily Crisp, to scale it, I had to do things that I don't want to do.
Okay.
That I wasn't interested in. I wasn't interested in أنا أعمل production house.
Was it because you felt like you were going to compromise the ethos of the Daily Crisp, or was it because you felt like this is not what it was intended to?
I was going to turn it into something that it's not.
Okay.
And I wasn't going to be true to myself doing that. What I learned, TDC showed me that I can never do anything that I'm not true to myself here. For now we have the financial is important, being true to myself is very important, and حاجة fulfilling. فدول بقوا 3 حاجات بالنسبة لي that I know are the 3 values for me,
yes.
Fundamental for me to make a business work, and this is where we're at now.
So where are we at now? عشان أنا بس because like we have like
I think we need like a part 2.
I think like a completely different podcast for it.
We're at well-being.
I'd also love to have you on again, by the way.
يلا. I think there's so much more details to go into بقى running the business.
This is episode 83.
Okay.
Which is crazy. And inshallah, I'm planning on having this series, and this is the first time like announcing this. It's not going to be a series, but it's more I want to have like a back on the podcast episodes.
I love that.
After episode 100. ودي هتبقى بالنسبة لي. So hopefully inshallah by then هبقى عملت 100 حلقة. So أنا بختار أكتر ناس أثروا فيا أنا في 100 حلقة دول.
Okay.
I'm like, hey Fayrouz, would you mind if
I'd
we
love
have like
that.
a back on the podcast?
Yes,
exactly.
I'd love that.
أنا وده مثلا متفقين إن he's coming back episode 150.
اشمعنى 150؟
عشان هو جا 75 وقال لي أنا بحب رقم 5 قوي. قلت له خلاص أنت معايا 150 ومعايا 555.
Oh wow, nice.
لا خلاص like it's on.
It's such an Uda thing to say.
It's such an Uda thing to say.
21 days. 12 مش عارف كل حاجة بالأرقام.
Type where like again we don't have to get into it if you want to save it for later, but if you want to get into it quickly, I'd love to get
we're at Well-Be, which Well-Be I decided in the Well-Be.
Okay,
this is the brand name. Well-Be.
Go for it. La, take your time. أنا برضه عايز أخرك.
لا I'll just talk about this
let's do 10 minutes.
Well-Be is بعد ما the Daily Crisp I learned إن أنا مش عايزة أبقى في الميديا business. I don't want to do it. I want to be in the wellness business. So I'm like, okay, what can I do that will allow me to work in the wellness business and will allow me to scale من غير ما أدخل في الحتة اللي أنا مش عايزاها ولا عايزة produce for content لبراندز ولا عايزة create a media buying. It's not my thing. This is not wellness. This is other types of businesses. Well-Be is a way for us to احنا بقى خلاص ادينا لك awareness for the Daily Crisp. This is how you can make it happen in your life through programs. It started with nutrition programs.
Okay.
And it was amazing. But again, I'm someone who's a big believer that wellness is not just a bowl of salad. Wellness is your entire life. Again, I have an amazing network of experts and professionals and people who are amazing at what they do, from therapists to psychologists to life coaches to relationship, كل حاجة. It's a network that I've built through the Daily Crisp in my inner circle كمان. So the programs went from nutrition to an overall wellness program. Wow. فيها experts. It's a 10-day program. This is our model for now, but definitely we have plans to go somewhere else. But we started, and it took me, by the way, the past 2 years to get here. Because خبطت بقى في سنتين دول بعد COVID. I think all of us يعني struggled, questioned كل حاجة في حياتك. Everything. Yes. It was a very personal struggling time for me. فوصلت to a point ان انا مش عايز اشتغل في اي حاجة ليها علاقة بالديجيتال ميديا اصلا. I'm gonna create my own product. Product for people to
in the form of a service.
No product.
Oh, like an actual. Oh,
again.
Okay.
عملت research. I think I will do it one day, but it's not gonna happen now. But I did the research. I hired the team. It was ready. عملت branding ليها. I was set to launch, and then فجأة موضوع importing. It was going to be dependent على raw material imported.
Okay.
I figured this is not the right time خالص. والدولار ومش عارف ايه. فقلت لا انا مش عامله local product. انا عامله حاجه dependent على حاجه no one does this. Yes. I just put it كده on the side في الدرج مقفول عليها دلوقتي. Where I went back to what I know best, which is helping people through a wellness eye. This is where we're at. Beacon is a product of well-being.
Okay.
So Beacon is not the business. Beacon is the programs اللي احنا عاملينها. And then inshallah in the next 6 months we're launching حاجة تانية, different type of service for people برضو. So I know 100% and I want to help people, and I've learned throughout the past 11 years how I want to do that.
I am so excited for you. انتي مش فاهمة والله بجد. I am so, because I really do see you in that. I do see you hosting حتى seminars قدام. والseminar ده يبقى it's like a 4-day seminar where each day you tackle something specific. So today we're tackling how to have like a healthier lifestyle when it comes to your food. Tomorrow we're tackling mental health. After tomorrow we're tackling مثلا physical health. I see you like this is, I feel like that's your calling about that. It is business at the same time. Of course. Purely just wellness.
Yes. And I think, and this is something that is برضو دايما grounding me, عشان زي ما بقولك الأسهل إن أنا أروح أعمل حاجة on ground to help people on ground, because human connection, nothing can replace that. Yes. Okay. الأصعب إن أنت to create a platform, a model that when people enter your programs, they come out saying, this was life-changing, I'm happy, and this is what we're hearing. Okay. فالأصعب إنك to build حاجة that gives you the closest thing to that human connection to someone who lives in Jordan, to someone who lives in the US, because لما بتبقى دي ليها ميزاتها ودي ليها ميزاتها, بس الأونلاين it allows you to reach بجد ناس محتاجين المساعدة دي في حتة تانية ما يقدروش يجولك, whether شغلهم whether في بلاد تانية. building بقى that model is my obsession, in how will data that we're collecting from the programs, how do we keep maneuvering and adapting to create a model that gives people that help من غير ما نبقى in person. This is a whole other conversation. يعني I think it's the business side of Beacon is.
I'm so excited to get to know more.
Yes,
بجد. Because I know we're a bit short on time. If there's a couple of takeaways, I don't want to say like a piece of advice, but if you would, looking back in retrospect في خلال 10-15 سنة اللي فاتوا of experiences and learning من وانتي صغير لحد دلوقتي, من وانتي baby literally 10 سنين 11 سنة لحد دلوقتي, through بقى كله like working in California, being back in AUC, وكل experiences, what would be your 2 cents?
Oof.
Very tough question. Like very hefty question. It doesn't have to be something specific.
But I would say, I know it sounds very cliche, بس هحاول أبسطها my personal humble يعني experience. الحاجة اللي كلنا بنسمعها trust the process. Okay? بس trust the process دي can look like really dark phases. It can look like rock bottom. It can look like milestones. It's all part of the process and nothing lasts. ولا المايلستون الخطيرة اللي انت فاكر ان هي دي هتغير لي حياتي, ولا الروك بوتوم اللي انت حاسس ان انت عمرك ما هتطلع منه. it's a process. You should remember دايما ان it's a phase. الحلوة والوحشة والصعبة doesn't last. Believe in yourself, but برضو find someone who believes in you. When you find someone who believes in you, hold on to them. Because في أوقات كتيرة قوي هتجيلك لا you will not believe in yourself. And this whole entrepreneurship journey مليانة doubts ومليانة imposter syndrome ومليانة كل يوم بتصحى أنا أصلا مين عشان الناس تصدقني. people يعني this saying of Snoop Dogg اللي هو I want to thank myself this is nonsense. No, I want to thank people. I want to thank yes أنا عارفة قدراتي yes I want to thank Snoop for reminding me. No, hold on to the people. It's important to be surrounded by the right people. واشتغل على نفسك يعني زي ما قلت لك it is an edge to not know بس that's not حاجة هتوصلك ل anything. حاجات كتيرة oh my god. بس يعني صراحة برضو lately بقالي فترة يعني ان we can only do so much وربنا دايما في الاخر هو اللي اسمها ايه بيعوضنا يعني على قد ما انت بتتعب على قد ما ربنا بيديك الحاجة اللي انت محتاجها. just believe in everything.
I love it.
Yes.
Thank you so much for
Thank
coming.
you.
You have
This
no idea.
was amazing.
You have no idea how much I appreciate you and I appreciate this. بجد. And if you want to delete it, I'm completely fine with that. Like, I'm so grateful that you gave me the opportunity to be able to foster this like friendship and relationship moving forward. بجد.
والله my honor. وزي ما بقول لك أول مرة actually I have this talk. ووريتني قد ايه ان there's so much to me that I'm not talking about and I want to talk more about it. Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much for coming.
Pleasure.
And, like, thank you for watching. If you're still watching, thank you for listening. And yeah, peace. Thank you. This was incredible. انت عارفه
انا انبسطت قوي.